Well, a very good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me just check a few things here, make sure that we're on. Yeah, there we go. Well, hello. I see we have a couple of viewers, and I want to thank those viewers and invite more on. The more success we can have saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. I'd also like to acknowledge 5 minutes ago, Doc Dorden. Thank you so much, Doc Dorden, for the follow. We really very much appreciate that. Couldn't do it without followers, so thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. Would I like to welcome all of you to my stream of amateur radio activity. This is live amateur radio. And today, and for the remainder of the month, I will be broadcasting this special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes, an event to thank all the frontline men and women fighting the COVID-19 virus stroke disease. What you'll be hearing are other amateur radio operators in the United States and perhaps around the world contacting me to say thank you, not to me, no, not to me at all, but to the healthcare workers and the food service employees and many, many of the people, anybody that you could think of, policemen, firemen, sanitation people, anybody on the front line. Those are the people that we're thanking for their tireless sacrifices that they're making during this long, extended pandemic. These concerned operators that will be contacting us also can share a story, perhaps, if they like, and how the virus has impacted their lives personally or through their family members. Thanks for listening, and if you'd like to contribute to the broadcast, by all means, you're part of it. You can ask a question, whatever it might be, on the virus and people that you might know that might be affected, or you can ask a question also about amateur radio. Please post your thoughts in the window. We really would appreciate that. Thanks. So, okay, let's listen to amateur radio right now on 20 meters. And let me go to the live screen right now. There we go. Okay, and let's listen to see what we have and find a clear frequency on 20 meters. I'm going to post a spot right now and see how that works. Is the frequency clear? Is the frequency clear? This is special event station Kilo 2 Heroes. CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ to all radio amateurs. This is special event station Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. CQ, 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 CQ calling CQ. This is Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, supporting those individuals that are on the front lines every day, sacrificing so that we may be safer. CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ. This is Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is listening. Who'd like to be the first one to make contact today, May 13, 2020?
November Golf 5 Echo.
Roger, thank you. Really strong station. Welcome aboard. Congratulations on being the first operator today in this thank you tour. Certainly it is a thank you tour for all the workers fighting COVID-19. Clearly, if you'd like to make any comments, please do so. Our pleasure. This is sort of a QSO-style event. Give me your name, please, and location. Once again, if you have any comments at all. Thanks so much for visiting us today. Go ahead. November Golf 5 Echo. Please come back in.
Okay, November Golf 5 Echo. I didn't hear my call the first time. A little bit of QRM there, but very good. Great signal into Texas. I'm not sure I'm even pointed exactly in your direction. You may tell me where you are, but I'm in Dallas, Texas. The name here is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo, and located just to the east of Dallas in Royce City, Texas. Over.
Roger, Dave. Thanks very much. Well, it doesn't matter. Your signal is really strong, 10 over 9, so no worries whatsoever about that. Our pleasure. And the modulation is excellent. Little background. My name is Peter. I'm the operator here for this particular session, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo. This is Suffolk County, one of 62 counties, Dave, located in New York State, where our thank you tour is taking place. My location is Long Island, New York, as I said, in Suffolk County, approximately about 45 miles east of a very quiet, a very sedate, kind of a sad New York City right now. So that's our situation here, and thanks very much for making contact with us. Send it back to you for any final comments that you might have, Dave. Thanks so much for saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID. November Golf 5 Echo. This is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm glad you're putting on the special event, and certainly appreciate the frontline workers myself. I am currently at home recovering and have been well so far. I'm praying for a mild case here, and things are certainly looking good for me right now. Thank you guys for being there, and wish you 73 from Texas. November Golf 5 Echo.
Well, that's fantastic. I really, I'm glad I'm able to say to you, and I really do believe that we've got some special powers here because we're doing good things, and I'm going to put out my very special thoughts that you have a very mild case of COVID-19, that you survive really quickly, and you're able to have some rich antibodies that perhaps can benefit 2 or 3 others. So that's terrific. I think you're the first individual in the 1,000 or so contacts we've made that is on the air and basically recovering from COVID. Hopefully, you'll pass through this pretty quickly. Have you had any chest congestion or inflammation at all at this point so far? Dave, go ahead.
No, not at all. Just a lot of very mild symptoms like a sore throat. My biggest concern right now is to keep it away from my family and everyone else. And I'm isolated out here in my shack with no one around me. So just trying to stay safe and not make our frontline workers work any more than they have to. Roger.
Oh, that's very well said, Dave. Very well said. There, certainly the stress level, the anxiety level, the frequency of new cases are going down. We don't want to add to that right now. What we want to do is add to the antibody count, that's for sure. And we in amateur radio, since the beginning of time, we've been very good at self-isolation. We enjoy that. That's why they call it our shacks. That's why most amateur radio stations are located in basements, although more and more of them are coming out of the basements into the light of day, for sure. Well, Dave, it's been a pleasure, indeed, a real pleasure. Thanks so much. All I can say is be well, get well soon. So glad that the symptoms aren't too tough. My sister and her husband both came down with COVID-19 2 weeks ago, and they too had the same sort of pass-through. The temperature of about 100, sore throat, some aches and pains. But, saying that, it doesn't mean everybody gets through that, and that's why everyone has to be safe and be patient. Dave, thanks a million for the contact. Thanks for adding to our story here on Live Amateur Radio. 73's Dave, and I'm going to certainly say the best of health, and I look forward to speaking with you maybe in a week or two, if you don't mind. We're here through the end of May. I'd love you to come back and just tell me how you're feeling and how things are going, if you don't mind, Dave. Back to you for final. Go ahead.
Okay, Roger. I certainly will. I'll stop back by, and as a matter of fact, I'll be doing a special event starting this weekend as long as my voice holds out, and be operating CW and sideband. I'll be Whiskey 5 India this weekend for the Parrot Field special event, and of course doing that from home. So thank you for the contact, and wish you well. Stay safe, and 73 from November Golf 5 Echo.
Roger, Dave. November Golf 5 Echo. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, supporting, thanking, honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. Well, that's great. Good luck with the Whiskey 5 India. Thanks so very much again for doing that special event and getting on the air. Well, the best of 73s to you, and I'm going to wish you best of health. Of course, you're going to stay home. You're going to be isolated. You're going to wear your mask and gloves, and you're going to keep everybody else well. Thanks so much, Dave. Really appreciated the time. Thanks for adding very, very much to our day. 73s. QRZ. You know who this is by now, I think. This is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo, at the controls. We're flying at about 50,000 feet here. That's how good we feel. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, thank you, stations. Good to hear you all. That makes my heart feel good. There's a Whiskey Zero. Whiskey, go ahead.
This is W0WLL, W0 Whiskey Lima Lima. Yeah, you're booming in here, and I see why for that tall antenna you have there. Handles Larry, and I'm in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Roger, Larry. Yep, it's tall. It's standing tall and proud. Thank you very, very much for that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I often tell people, and I don't mean to sound egotistical, but no reason for signal reports. I know I'm putting out a good signal. If anyone out there wants a signal report, by all means, you can do that. Those are, those are a few of the light ground rules for sure. But also, we're not looking at QSO rates here, and I hope you people don't mind that. We're looking at conversations. We want to know if anyone has anything to add about COVID-19, anything experiences with themselves, their family, similar to what Dave was talking about. Dave essentially is talking about he is currently a COVID-19, suffering from COVID-19. Thank goodness, not too badly, but stories are welcome for sure. Thanks, Larry. I really appreciate the contact. Any other comments that you'd like to make, Larry? Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I'm now 84 years old, been a ham for 71 years, so I got plenty to do. Just sitting here in my house because my daughters keep a close check, make sure I don't do anything, and they're bringing in food for me, so that gives me time to have a nice chat with you, W0WLL.
Roger, thank you so much, Larry. Well, you're 84 years young as far as all of us are concerned, and we always stay young in amateur radio. Thank goodness we have this as a very important hobby/service. Thanks so much. QRZ, stay well. Thank you, daughter, for bringing the food over. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
K4, KCO.
Roger, I can't help but saying hello to you because you've got a magnificent signal. K4, KCO, Kilo 4, Kilo Charlie Oscar. Thanks so much. A booming signal here into Long Island, New York. The operator here at the controls is Peter. Pop Echo, Tango Echo, Romeo. Your name, your location, if you have any comments at all about COVID-19 or anything else you'd like to mention, go ahead.
Wow, Peter, well, you just commented about your signal. It's massive. Not only is it loud, but it's beautiful. Just a great audio and signal. Name here is Jack. I am 75 miles north of Tampa, a little town called Hernando. And just running a wire dipole up in the tree. Your antenna must be doing all the work.
Well, wire dipole in the tree, that's fantastic because you're about 15, maybe 20 over 9, John. Just an outstanding signal. And your audio also is magnificent as well. Curious what rig you're using. Oftentimes, John, when I hear audio like that, I'll usually say, maybe you've got an ICOM 7300, 7600. Yaesus are also, the new Yaesus FTDX 101 are doing a great job. But I usually am pretty right in the 7300. Okay on Hernando, and thanks a lot for my signal report. Yeah, we all work pretty hard at putting it out there. Luckily, we moved to this location about 5.5 years ago after being affected pretty seriously by Hurricane Sandy. And we have some elevation now on the north shore of Long Island, and we also have some forest around us. So we're doing okay. A little bit of a sacrifice, though, because our allergies are really at a pretty high level because we are around the forest. So right now my wife is sacrificing certainly quite a bit for me to have a good signal. And who knows how long this will last. Nothing does last forever, but I'm enjoying it while I can for sure. Thanks so much, John. Anything else for a final? Go ahead, over to you, sir.
Well, you hit on it when you were guessing radios. This is a 101 Delta, the new Yaesu, and I'm running an Electro Voice 320 microphone.
The Electro Voice 320, yeah, doing a fantastic job. Really, really good. That's great. Congratulations, and thank you for also acknowledging my signal as well. It's funny, I really do enjoy headsets to use when I'm on the air. Of course, I'm streaming now through Twitch TV, and if anyone would like to also follow along, go over to Twitch TV. My home call is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, and you can get an idea. You can hear yourself because after the end of this broadcast, the entire hour, 2 hours, however long I'll be here, will be available to you. So you could go back and you could listen. For instance, in your case, John, you could go and listen at the 15-minute mark and hear yourself and hear how crystal clear and harmonious your audio sounds. So you can do that over to Twitch TV. My call sign Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. What else do I have to say? Yes, also tonight, but the very famous, very tremendous experimenter, a world-class guy. I think you all know him, Bob Heil. Bob Heil of Ham Nation will be doing a broadcast, of course, his normal Wednesday broadcast, and I'll be one of the guests on the broadcast talking about what we're doing for the Heroes Fighting COVID-19 in Kilo 2 Heroes. So if anyone would like to tune in, if you haven't heard Bob's broadcast with his team of regulars, you're missing something, because he and the group are fantastic, and there's always something in there that you could learn, and most of all, it's funny. It's funny stuff. So that's my little commercial. Thanks so much for that, and 73s to you, John, and FTDX, congratulations. That rig sounds phenomenal. Sounds great. Over to you for final. Thanks so much for the time, sir. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for the compliments, and thanks for the info about Bob and the show. I have heard it from time to time. Anyway, I'll let some other stations get to you, because I know everybody hears you. Have a good one. K4, KCO.
Roger, thank you. 73s to you. Thanks so very much. Yeah, there's a Bravo, Quebec. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kilowatt 2 Bravo, Quebec. Kilowatt 2 Bravo, Quebec. Over to you there, Peter.
Roger, Paul. Roger, thank you so much, sir. You're loud and clear from, I believe, LaBelle, Florida. Thanks for the contact. Really appreciate that. Just confirm to me your name, that it is Paul, and your location, and any comments, Paul, that you might have. Go ahead.
Okay, K2 Heroes, stroke SUF, K2BQ, very good. Yeah, well, we're doing pretty good down here in Florida, but I do have a home out in Preston Howell, so one of these days I'm going to try to get back up to New York. So that's the story here, Peter, and way out in the country, so we're staying safe. We're staying safe over here, and the age here is 85. So K2 stroke Heroes SUF K2BQ.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yes, the new sign. Yeah, thank you very much. Looks good. We're just commenting right now. We're doing some decorating here in our studio. If those are following, you can see the AMSAT banner, the Radio Amateur Satellite Corporation banner, and the balloon that is now going to service for another cause. The balloon was a Mother's Day balloon with Happy Mother's Day, and now it says thank you. Thank you to all the heroes that are on the front lines. If anyone in the chat room would like to just confirm that they see that sign, that it looks good, and that I don't need to put any more light on it, I'd appreciate that very, very much, because I get a little different view here on my stream. Thanks a lot, Paul. Hope you get back. You will be getting back. You will be getting back to your home soon. But certainly the word of the day is patience. Patience is the word of the day. We certainly don't want to open up businesses too soon, as much as we'd like to, not at the expense of more people, more cases, and more debts. And in my opinion, the only way we can really realistically and safely open up is if everybody that goes to that business is tested. Now, and the tests are getting quicker. They're about 15 minutes right now. They're not available as much as I'd like them to be, but when they will be, and that will make a big difference. When you can do a test before you enter a building, before you enter a business, before you go to the barber salon or wherever you go, that will really be a good barometer. Anyway, thanks a lot, Paul. You're in the log. Thanks so much for making contact with us, and we appreciate that. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. At your service, listening. Go ahead.
November 9th, Tango Uniform.
Roger, thank you. I think I have a November 9, Papa Tango Delta. Not sure I have that right, but let me know about that, your name, location, and any comments you have. Go ahead.
Roger, it's November 9. November 4, Kilo Tango Delta, Richard, Tennessee.
Richard, stand by, please.
And we're right adjacent to Peoria, Illinois, where we got 60 degrees and rain in the forecast. Back to you.
Thanks very, very much. I appreciate that. As it often happens, there are people that have similar calls, so I have no issue with that. But unfortunately, your call was covered up by another station. Could you once again confirm your call to me? Go ahead.
Papa Tango Uniform, please talk up. Pretty tight underwear.
Roger. I rather use the ITU phonetics. Papa Tango Uniform. Thanks so much, Howard. I appreciate that. 73s. Enjoy the day. Be well. Be safe out there. And thanks for making contact with the Kilo 2 Hero Station. 73s. QRZ. This is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
November 4,
There's a November 4 Tango. Go ahead. I believe there's a November 4 station. Not sure there's a Tango in the call. Is there a November 4 station? Go ahead.
November 4 Kilo Tango Delta.
Roger, I knew there was a Tango somewhere in that maze. Thank you. November 4 Kilo Tango Delta. Thank you so very much for confirming the call. Please give me your name and your location. Any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
Name is Richard. I live in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee. I want to thank you for what you're doing and thank all of those on the front line. They're doing an excellent, excellent job. Back to you.
Well, that's it. Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much for your very, very thoughtful comments. We appreciate that. They appreciate that. They're listening. They know we're doing this. They have access to the live stream. We also make sure that we package some highlights to them as well. And I can't tell you how valuable that is for them hearing a thank you. In their hectic, busy 15, 20, 25 hours of overtime a week, there isn't time for thank yous. Why? Well, because they're just wall-to-wall handling cases. We here in the amateur radio services, we can do that. We can set aside and specifically carve out this event for a thank you tour for all of them. So thanks so much for your comments. Really thoughtfully said. 73s, be well. Let's continue on with our show here, live amateur radio, and whatever you need to talk about regarding the virus, we'd love to hear about that. 73s, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Name is Peter, QRZ.
Kilo Juliet for Lima Yankee.
Roger, the Lima Yankee got a nice signal. Just stand by 1 second. The kilowatt, Juliet 4 November. Go ahead with your call.
The Kilo Juliet 4, Quebec, Victor Radio.
Roger, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Thanks for the repeat. A kilowatt, Juliet 4, Quebec, Victor Radio. Thanks so much. Your name, location, any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
Okay, the name here is Mike, Marietta King Echo, and I'm in Panama City, Florida, up in the panhandle of the state. And I just want to throw out a big shout to my cousin. She lives in Indiana, and she is a survivor of this virus. And she's back at work now, and she works in a hospital in Indianapolis, Indiana. Over.
Roger, thank you. That's wonderful. That's what we want to hear, Mike. And I'd like to give a shout out to her. Could you give me her first name, Mike? Go ahead.
Jen, J-E-N-N.
Roger. Well, Jen, if you're listening to this, you're probably not, but certainly it's going to be available for you to listen to. And Mike, you can pass this on to her at about the 25-minute mark here on my stream and Twitch TV under my call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. A shout out to Jen. Jen, Cousin Mike is saying hello to you, is saying how proud he is of the work that you're doing, you being a survivor and throwing yourself back on the front lines. We know how many people in a war, they'll get wounded, and unfortunately they're mentally not able to return. Nurses, frontline workers have some special skills and special mindset. You can do with the mind what you tell the mind to do, and that's what she's doing. Thank you, Jenna. Thanks so much. Mike, can't thank you enough for that. That makes this broadcast really worthwhile. Thanks a million for it, Mike. Over to you for your final. Kilo Juliet 4, Quebec, Victor Romeo. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform, Foxtrot. Over to you for your final, Mike.
Okay, Peter. I just want to wish all the first-end responders to be safe. My granddaughter, she works as a dispatcher for the local EMS here in Panama. And give a shout out to her. And just be safe, everybody. 73, this is KJ4, Quebec Victor Radio.
Roger, Mike. Very good words. Very, very sensible, very balanced words. A lot of people that have not seen firsthand, as we have, people that are going through this terrible, terrible virus, this disease, may be too casual about it and may even think, well, if I get it, so what? Well, you know what? You may pass it on to someone else that has underlying conditions and may pass away. So most of all, we have to be patient. We have to moderate our desire to get back out there and socialize, and not until certainly we have a governor here in New York who really is being very cautious. He has a 7-metric system, and unless you reach those 7 metrics, you're not going to be able to open up. Long Island here, Nassau and Suffolk County, as an example, we've reached 5 of the 7 metrics. So we're getting closer. Some of the upstate counties have reached, maybe 2 or 3 of them have reached the 7 metrics. So that's a sort of a safe way to look at it, and that hopefully will make some sense. Well, 73's Mike. A shout out also to your granddaughter as well as a dispatcher, and hopefully she does not come in contact with anyone that is being perhaps a little bit too casual and not wearing their protective equipment. 73's. I believe there's a Yankee Lima in there that was calling earlier. Come on back in, please.
Kilo Juliet 4 Lima Yankee.
Roger, thank you. Got it. Kilowatt Juliet 4 Lima Yankee. Thank you so very much. Thank you most of all for your patience. Your call, please give me your name and your location. Go ahead.
All right. The name here is Charles, and we're located in Gainesville, Georgia. It's 45 miles northeast of Atlanta.
Roger, 45 miles northeast of Atlanta, Gainesville. Know where that is. Lovely location, Charles. Thanks so much for making contact with us. Thank you for saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. We really appreciate that. Anybody, the chat window is pretty quiet here. Anyone at all would like to say hello, a shout out to someone, or let them know how the background looks here on my stream, I would appreciate the feedback. QRZ, 73's to you, sir. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Bravo 4, Delta Papa Yankee.
Delta Papa Yankee. Thank you very much. Okay. Kilo Bravo 4 Delta Papa Yankee. Thank you so very much. Welcome aboard. Your name, location, any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
Roger, my
Good
name is
afternoon.
Mike,
I just turned
and
on
I'm
your
in
YouTube
Naples,
over here,
Florida,
and
it's called
heard you in here. My name is
KATCZ,
Steve. I'm
no
in
comments
East
other
Central
than
Florida,
hello
just
and have a
south of
great
the
day.
Kennedy Space Center. And things are kind of quiet down here, not too bad in my county, but staying put and following social distancing and trying to stay healthy and keep everyone else healthy.
Steve, hi there. Unfortunately, you're not up to bat. I think you're in the batter's box right now, Steve. So you must have a very similar call. Just stand by one moment, please, Steve, and we'll get back to you in a second. I apologize for that. The Kilo Bravo 4 Delta Papa Yankee. Come on back again, please, sir, with your name and location. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Steve, and I'm in Palm Bay, Florida, just south of the Kennedy Space Center. My county is very low on COVID, fortunately, and we're doing a lot of social distancing, being very careful here not to spread it to anyone and get it myself, and thank goodness for amateur radio.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Thank you again for coming back. I had a couple of calls there kind of twisted. Yes, thank goodness for amateur radio. No question about that. Now more than ever, and it's wonderful to see a couple of things happening. One, obviously, the number of amateur radio operators are really at a very high level. I could say that, number one. Number two, there are people that are renewing their licenses. There are people upgrading. And then there's another group that I'm really happy to hear also that we've heard here on our broadcast. People that have bringing back some old equipment, like a fellow I spoke with yesterday with a Collins S-Line. He said, let me dust it off and let me get on the air and say hello and give my thanks to the heroes working COVID-19. So thank goodness for the amateur radio service. We're here. We support all kinds of different events, all kinds of emergencies. A lot of people that are listening to this broadcast that aren't familiar with what amateur radio operators do, we do a lot more than just discuss the technical issues, the front-to-back ratios, hertz, and different different radios and different type of sound levels. We do more than that. We really like to support one another and support others out there as well. Long history of that in amateur radio. So you bet. Thank goodness for amateur radio, Stephen, and thank you also for making that comment to allow me to make a few other comments on top of that. 73's to you, sir. Thanks a lot for the contact. And saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, this is Special Event Station Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. There's a station, I believe, with uniform in it. Go ahead.
Okay, Kilo Uniform November. Name is Don. Location is Cleveland, Tennessee. Anyway, we just wanted to jump in there and thank the ones out there on the front line, because I know we don't thank them enough, and we'd like to put our thank you in there. And we are retired here and doing our social distancing and stuff, and like I say, just like to put our thank you in there.
So recognized, Don. The thank you is recognized. It is recorded. It is now on the stream. So thank you for that. And you're so right. They do not receive thanks enough, because the people that are seeing them, obviously, they're under phenomenal stress, phenomenal anxiety, not sure they're going to make it or not. And it's hard for them to say thank you, not because they don't want to, but they just are so overwhelmed, consumed with what they're going through. So that's why we're here. We're here to say thank you. Our minds are clear. We understand how to handle a service like this, and we're doing that. And thank you so very, very much, Don, for adding to that. It's very, very important, believe me. And I've been getting certainly a lot of emails, a lot of comments from people saying that they've heard this and they've passed it on, perhaps, to their daughter, their granddaughter, their niece, their cousins, that we're doing this, and said, come on over to the stream, listen to what's going on, that what they're doing, and it's a wonderful thing. Thanks so much. 73s to you, Don. Good health, be well, stay safe, and stay home. QRZ, this is Special Event Station. Actually, this event station was put together by the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club. We have a wonderful, wonderful president, really, and I'm not getting paid for this. It's John and Whiskey 2 Hotel Charlie Bravo. Whiskey 2 Hotel Charlie Bravo. He's very, very positive about putting on special events. And the special event team that consists of Lou, NO2C, his wife, K2RYD, Mike, KC2SYF, and Karen, SYF, and Karen, KD2GUT. They're the people that really worked hard in putting this together. Believe me, anyone that's put together a special event knows what it takes to put together all the elements of this event. Can you imagine having 62 counties we have and 62 different certificates that are going to be available for download starting sometime in June? So I want to tip my hat to the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club and those people that I formerly mentioned. They'll be mentioned again tonight on the TWIT TV Ham Radio Nation event hosted by a number of people, including the wonderful Hall of Famer Bob Heil. 73s, very, very much. Thanks so very much for those comments, Don. QRZ, this is, hope you're not getting tired of it, Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra, a uniform Foxtrot.
November 5, Whiskey Charlie.
Foxtrot Papa Zanzibar.
Okay, stand by, Foxtrot Papa Zanzibar. I'll get you in a minute. Meanwhile, November 5, a Whiskey Charlie. Your name, location, any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
Texas, 25 miles south of Dallas. The name on this end is Wendell, Wendell, Wendell. And I have worked several of these stations the last few days. Over.
Congratulations, Wendell. Thanks so much. That's what I love to hear. There's certainly right now, I think by the count that I have, I'm not sure if I have that full information available. Pardon me while I walk away from the mic for a second here. But I'll get that in a moment or two. I believe we have 43 counties right now that are on board, and we're looking for more and have more. So great to make contact with a couple of other special event stations in New York State. I think I love to say Waxahachie, Texas. Good for you. Thanks a lot for calling from there, Wendell. Thanks for making contact with us at the special event station, and make some more contacts. Each time you make a contact, you're going to get a certificate from that county. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we have a clean sweep? If there are people listening in any counties in New York, we would very much like you to come on board. I can mention the counties at some other time, but right now I know for sure that Brooklyn is not on board. Can you imagine Brooklyn County, such a large and proud county? We don't have an amateur radio from Brooklyn, New York. Well, hopefully we'll get one, because we could really use one in that location. 73s to you, Wendell. Thanks a lot. Now, let's see. I believe there's a Fox Papa Zulu station. Come on in with your call, sir.
Roger. The call is Kilo Alpha 2 Fox Papa Zanzibar. Mike in Collier County, Florida. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon from Collier County. I have you as Lee County, so you must have moved a little bit. Hopefully I have your call right. Kilo Alpha 2 Foxtrot Papa Zulu. Let me know if that's not right, Mike. Go ahead.
No, you got the call right. Could you tell me a little bit about the net? I'm sorry. I'm not too familiar with it. Maybe you could give me a little bit of a better background. I understand it's the Heroes Net, but maybe you could fill me in just a bit. Go ahead.
My pleasure. Thank you for that, because there are often times that I assume that I know what this is, but a lot of folks like yourself, Mike, that are maybe coming on board for the first time. This was conceived by the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club, located in Long Island, New York. We put on a lot of special events. Most recently, we put on an event honoring the gentleman from Grumman Airport, ladies and men, may I say, that built the LEM, and that was a very nice special event. And the gentleman that I spoke to earlier, they said, there were cars that were coming around the neighborhood. I'm sure it's done for you as well, where they're honking their horns, they're waving, they have balloons. And he said, wouldn't it be a good idea for us to have a special event in a similar way on amateur radio, thanking the first line responders? We're talking about everyone at all, not only the nurses, the doctors, the EMTs, the people that work in the mortuaries, the people that do food services, the policemen, the firemen, as I said, the EMTs, people that work on your car, people that pick up your mail, people in sanitation, all those people, Mike, we are thanking for their service, their tireless service, and putting their lives at risk on the front line. This event will go through the entire month of May. When we contacted the ARRL, as most of you know, they give special calls like this for only an event of a couple of days, or at most 5-6 days. Well, they said to us, this is really very good. We're going to give it to you for the entire month of May. So we're very proud to do that, and we're going to wear it out. How does that do, Mike? Did that answer most of your questions? Go ahead.
Yes, it answered all my questions, and I'm glad to participate because, I feel the same way you do. There's a lot of people out there who are putting their lives on, it is a war. I mean, they are heroes. The enemy is just a little different this time. But thank you for picking me up. I'm glad I could contribute. And I'm here in Naples, Florida, so from Collier County, good luck to all. And I am definitely pro Heroes Net. So, and I'm glad you got it for the whole month. That's great. 73s, my friend, and thanks for letting me check in. Kilo Alpha 2, Fox Papa Zanzibar. Back to next.
My pleasure, Mike. And you can check in as much as you want. There's no limit at all. There's no such thing as a negative mark against dupes. We don't have dupes in this kind of event. My pleasure. And yes, you said it very appropriately. We do call this a war. It's not bullets, but it's germs. And that's even more insidious because sometimes you can hear the bullet. But here with the germs, oftentimes you can't see them coming to you. So, yep, hopefully we are basically stocking our knowledge base every hour, every minute of the day to get closer and closer to solving the problem. But we got to be patient, and we've got to help out those people by not becoming another victim ourselves. So let's stay involved with amateur radio. Let's pass the good word and get more people signed up so they could be happy being sheltered in place like we are. Thanks, Mike. Thanks so much for your contribution, and we really do appreciate your questions. That's what this is about. This is about Q&A. This is about talking about anything at all. We could talk amateur radio. We could talk about when I hear a signal and I like to know what kind of antenna it is, we'll talk about that. No limit at all, but we really are here for one particular purpose, and that's to thank you. 73s to you, sir. This is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
This is Kilo 4, Uniform Hotel.
Whiskey Uniform 5 Echo.
Roger Stations, I thank you for spreading yourself out. That's great. There's a Kilo 4 with a uniform in it. Go ahead.
Yeah, 4 Roger. This is Ken, Kilo 4, Uniform Hotel Victor, and I'm in East Tennessee, and just happened to be tuning into the dial and heard you guys and thought I'd give you a shout.
Thank you so much. Is your just to confirm, is your name Jim? Go ahead.
Actually, no, it's Ken, Kentucky Echo November.
Right, and I want to make sure the call is that Kilo 4 Uniform Victor.
No, it's Uniform Hotel Victor.
Okay, Uniform Hotel Victor. There you go. Thanks a lot. Had to get that right. Thank you so much for the call. Thanks a lot. Do you have any comments you'd like to add before we say 73s? Go ahead.
Well, the nursing home's pretty close to me. We heard the other day, we
They had an outbreak over there. About half of the people in the nursing half of the nursing staff there had it, and they had to send them home, so to speak. So there's been a scramble up on this end to try to figure out what to do and how to take care of it and whatnot. So there've been many prayers, and there's been a lot of the churches that have been taking meals in the evening because these girls have all been working double shifts and whatnot. So that's been a help. But I appreciate this getting on the air too with it too and let it all be known, because we're all running into this kind of problem.
You're so right. Nursing homes are particularly vulnerable, and we really do hope that we can have testing right there. And the CDC is coming in now to the nursing homes, testing everyone. A good friend of mine, his wife manages 3 nursing homes, and the CDC came in there and they found 30 cases positive for COVID. So that's going to be critical. The testing is really what's going to get us out of the woods here. And yeah, that is such a shame, as so many of the hospital, the nursing home personnel came down with COVID. You know, in many ways, you would like to say there's no excuse for that. But unfortunately, in this war, we just weren't prepared for it. We'll be prepared better next time. But the hope is that we're quickly getting support to your nursing home and homes in that area, and able to get the testing underway, so then they could determine who do we need to isolate, who do we need to move on to other locations, whether it be the churches, the hospital, stadium. So that's going to be key in fighting this war. 73s, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. Though these are things that we often don't hear on the news because they're limited to what they can say, and they maybe want the most spectacular pieces of news out there for their listenership. Thanks for that. I appreciate that, sir. 73s, and be well and have a good day, and thanks for sharing that with us. I do appreciate that.
Well, Roger, 73 to you, and keep at it, and I'm sure you'll hear some more stories, but take care. This is Ken, KK4, UHV.
Ken, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, Ken. Thank you. And let's face it, there's also a side benefit of what we're doing. We're thanking the heroes fighting COVID-19, but at the same time, I think that we're also getting some relief, some anxiety is being maybe lifted from us, because all of us have to carry anxiety with us, and we have to try to really get through this as positively as we can. And I think by doing this, we're feeling better. And I think that so we're also getting something back as well. So it's our pleasure. 73s to you, sir. Ken, thanks so much. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ.
November 2, Alpha Ocean Mobile.
Roger, thank you, sir. I think it's November 2, Alpha Hotel. Do I have that right?
November 2, Alpha Oscar Mobile.
Roger, I got that now. Okay, with the mobile. Thank you. November 2, Alpha Oscar. Thank you, sir. Thanks for making contact with the special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. Give me your name and location and any stories you'd like to pass on to us. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the name is John, Juliet Oscar Hotel November, John, and I'm in Southport, North Carolina. I'm out of Jacksonville, Florida. That's my home QTH, little village in St. John's. Let's see, nothing too much, just hunkering down, staying safe, wearing a mask and doing my bit to get through all this. So I don't know the name at that end, and I'll have to copy out the call next time you come back there. Once you're running for a rig, though, just curious, because you got a great signal here into Southport, North Carolina. Again, my name is John.
Roger, John, thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Yeah, in fact, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law lived in St. John's, Florida for a period of time. They really enjoyed it very much. Didn't look like Florida from what we knew, really. Yes, thank you so much for the compliments on the rig. I do appreciate that a lot. We're running a Flex radio, the Flex 6400M, so the Maestro edition with the ability to go portable with the radio. And along with that, we're using an INRAD DMS -1 microphone. But no doubt about it, the Flex radio, as so many radios today, have the ability to really tailor the audio to the way you think you're getting the best results out of it. So I appreciate that, John. Thank you very much for the compliments. And thanks so much for your comments on our activities, John. Back to you for a final, John. Any other questions or comments that you might have? Go ahead. Yeah, John, there's a bit of QSB right now this time of day, and I understand that. So I lost a bit what you said. Come back with what you were commenting on, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was asking what you were using as an antenna. What is the antenna you're using? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's thank you, John. Yeah, that's kind of the meat and potato. Sorry, I misunderstood that, John. Yeah, that's kind of the dude does the heavy lifting. We're using an antenna from Ken Garg's company. Ken's a wonderful individual, really gives you phenomenal support. His company is JK, Juliet Kilo Antennas, located here in the area of Connecticut. The antenna specifically is a Navasa 5. A Navasa 5. I also have the 6-meter add-on element, so it's a Navasa 6. So it's a Navasa 5, small footprint, but it does an incredible job, John. Go ahead.
Okay, well, it sounds great down here. I'll let you go and pick up the fourth station. Thanks a lot for the contact. November 2 Alpha.
Roger, John. Yeah, Mobile is kind of sketchy sometimes. QRZ stations. This is special event station honoring the heroes fighting the COVID-19 virus. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Right, Golf, let me get that right, Charlie Delta. I think I have that as Whiskey 4, Golf, Charlie Delta. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Name, location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Yes, call is Kilowatt 4, Golf Charlie Delta. Name here is Gary, Golf Alpha Romeo Yankee, and we're located in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I just want to say you got a beautiful signal. It's a beautiful thing that you're doing. And, you know, one of the interesting things I found is that you're walking around and everyone is wearing masks, that these frontline workers and these people that are doing essential jobs, and you can't see the smile on the face, but you can see the smile in their eyes, and that really affected me. K2 Heroes / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot Kilowatt 4 Golf Charlie Delta.
Roger, Gary. Very well said. Very appropriately said. Corrected on the call. Kilo 4 Golf Charlie Delta. Thanks so much from Myrtle Beach. Yes, you're absolutely right. I didn't think about that, but yeah, you could see the squint in their eyes and a little bit of a twinkle there by the fact that when you say thank you, and they do really acknowledge that. And believe me, you know, that's what I like to call a psychic energy that people get. And that's something that hopefully when we get out of this, we're going to be kinder to our fellow people, because we assumed a lot, and you're almost assuming that the next day will happen and you'll see the light of day. And during this war, as we know, when people do go to war, that doesn't often happen. So I think we're going to appreciate more, and we're going to look at each other and with a smile on our face. I do recall very vividly when my wife and I family went through Hurricane Sandy, and our block, I was on the water there, and our block got completely devastated, completely. We had 5 feet of water in the house. And it was amazing. You know, there were neighbors. It was a very big block because obviously, you know, on the water, they really pack people in. It's like living in a fishbowl, but we loved it. 19 years, so we had good 19 years there. And it's amazing how the people all came together and helped each other out. People that maybe you never saw, but were neighbors on the block. And from that point on, that neighborhood and that block may have had 100 families on it or more. It was a very different vibe that it had, very, very different. I mean, I remember a stranger. I didn't even know we had a gas-powered system. Obviously, our valves took a lot of hot water, took a lot of salt water, rather, in them. Wish it was hot water, salt water, and we couldn't operate the system. And, you know, this happened late October, so it was very cold. And he came and we blew out the lines, and we were able at least to get some heat for the family for a little period of time. So. And this is the same thing with this war that we're fighting. We're helping everybody else. We're doing the best we can that we can do as amateur radio operators. So, Gary, thanks a lot. Thank you for letting me drone on about it. But it really gets to us when something like this happens and we close ranks. Over to you, Gary, for your final. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, real good. I just wanted to say one more thing, too. You know, you guys have been through a lot. You've been through 9/11 and then, of course, Sandy, and we went through Hugo here in 1989. During those tragedies, everybody seemed to get together, but then it kind of goes away. So hopefully this time it'll stay, and it'll stick with us. And anyway, thank you for what you're doing. 73s and K4 GCD is clear.
You're Roger. That is all we can hope for. That this will resonate, that this will become a permanent fixture in terms of the kindness that we're going to have towards one another. and most importantly, the consideration that we have for one another. 73s to Gary. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Well, this is what this is all about. I hope you folks don't mind this. This is not like normal amateur radio. It isn't. Well, special events take on a character of their own, and really it goes in the direction of you people out there and how you want to really run this thing. I'm just here basically sitting at the controls, letting you do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say related to what we're going through. So this is different, not like something we do every day, and hopefully it's something that you feel is a very positive thing that we're doing. 73s to you, sir. Thanks a lot, Gary. Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform, Foxtrot, listening. The station Whiskey Golf, the station with Whiskey Golf, please.
Roger, Roger. Stand by for 1 second. Let me do something here. How about now? Kilo X-Ray 4, Whiskey Golf.
Roger, that's fine. Whatever you did, that works too. Kilo X-Ray 4 Whiskey Golf. Thank you, sir. Your name, location, any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
I don't have any comments, but we're from Mobile, Alabama. The name is Ken here. You're coming in 5'9". The temperature here is at 80 degrees with clear skies.
Roger, thank you, Ken. And, we may not think that the weather report is very significant, but it is. The weather report, from what some of the scientists have told us, and again, we're not 100% sure on all these facts as it relates to COVID-19, but as it gets warmer, the hope is that this virus, this novel Corona-19 virus, will not be able to survive too well. Now, it's mutating in certain areas. I mean, this almost sounds like a horror movie, and isn't it, though? It is a horror movie, and it is mutating and adjusting in some ways. But for the most part, warmer temperatures will bode better news for the mitigating of this virus. 73s to Ken. Thanks a lot from Alabama. We do appreciate that, and you have a very, very nice signal. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I believe there's a Bravo November Whiskey. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. The call's Whiskey Zero, Bravo November Whiskey, W0BMW. Name's Jim. We're in Iowa. We've been following several of the special event stations at KTH's, and I've worked this call, I guess, 3 times on digital modes. Was that you this morning on 10 meters?
No, that was not me. On 10 meters this morning, I don't know who the operator was, but that's a good point, Jim, that you raise. That's something else that I think sort of is unusual about this event. We are working every mode possible, every mode that you could think of. We're working D-Star, which really, do you work D-Star at all? Well, we're working D-Star. So, no, it wasn't me. It's good that 10 meters, I guess, was 10 meters open a bit this morning. Go ahead.
Well, it was to Iowa, 10, 12, even 6 meters for a while this morning. So, funky band conditions. But good luck with the event. We're trying to just support it with each one we can hear, and wanted to say hello. 7-3 from Iowa.
Well, thank you, Jim. Your hello is recognized, and once again, don't have to say it, but when you make contact with us, you're guilty. What are you guilty of? You're guilty of saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19, and that's. I'm looking forward to 10-meter openings again. I love that band. I love 15. I'd like to see 15 open some more, but we'll take one thing at a time. 73s, Jim. Thanks a lot. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I believe I have it right. Kilo 2 Mike Oscar Lima. Correct me if I'm wrong. Name, state, and any comments you might have. Go ahead, sir.
Dallas, Georgia.
Didn't understand that. Is that your call, Kilo 2 Mike Oscar Lima? Go ahead.
That is affirmative. That is affirmative. Kilo 2 Mike Oscar Lima.
Thank you. Give me your name and your location. Any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Mike. Mike India Kilo Echo, and I'm in Dallas, Georgia. What is my signal where you are?
Roger, Mike. A 5 and 7, Mike, from Georgia, from Dallas, Georgia, and the audio is doing well. Anything else you'd like me to report back to you? Go ahead, Mike.
No. I'm using a rain gutter antenna. Thank you so much for the 5 and 7. What is your call sign one more time?
Roger, Mike. It is Kilo 2 Heroes, K2H, properly phonetically Hotel, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke the County, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Go ahead, Mike, QSL.
Thank you so very much for the report there, and I'll step aside, but I thank you for allowing me to come in and having a chat with you. And by the way, where is your state?
Roger, thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate that. The state is New York. This is New York State, and this event is to honor and thank all the heroes in New York State. Certainly that thanks goes out to the rest of the country and the world, but specifically we're thanking all workers in New York State. Mike, before you go, would you give me a comment on that? We don't hear the rain gutter antenna very much. Did you build the antenna? Is that commercially made? Give me a little detail about that, because you're doing a very good job with it, Mike. Go ahead.
No, it's not. It's not a purchase antenna. I live in a community that does not allow antennas, and so I'm using the rain gutter on my house, and that's about it. I do have a 9-to-1 that I'm running it through, and then I have some buried radios beneath that. So I think that's what's helping. Go ahead.
Yes, radials, especially in that configuration, doing a phenomenal job. Well, that's great, and I think that that's something that we could pass on and learn. I give a talk at Ham Radio University every year, and we talk about individuals that are in restricted areas, HOA specifically, that they can, in fact, use amateur radio equipment, and there's a number of options that you have. A rain gutter antenna, well, that's one that can be done. A magnetic loop also seems to be very, very effective as well. But there are a lot of different choices that can be made. And, Mike, you're doing a good job. So you asked me a few questions about our location, our state. Is there anything else I can answer for you, Mike? Go ahead.
No, that'll be it. I thank you so much for the contact. I don't want to take up too much of your time. And so this is Kilo 2 Mike Oscar Lima. I'll be clear on your final.
Well, no, sir. No one is taking too much of anyone's time. We understand the rules here, and they are QSO style. Clearly, yes, we do want to work as many stations as we can, but within reason. We're going to be here for the whole month, so there'll be plenty of time. We're on plenty of different frequencies. Oftentimes, there's a couple of us on the same band, which is allowed in special events. So no sweat on that at all. I enjoy also passing on information as well to people that perhaps might think that they're limited by their location in being able to enjoy amateur radio service. Thanks a lot. 73 to you, sir. Thanks for the time, and thank you for the information. And saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, a Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey Uniform 5 Echo.
Roger, there's a few stations in there. Thanks very, very much. We'll certainly get to you all. There's one station in there that their audio is pretty muffled. It almost sounds a bit distorted. If you know who you are, maybe you can just work on that a little bit. But nevertheless, you have a good signal, but the audio was just not quite right. I believe the Kilo Mike 6 station, go ahead. Yeah, negative on that. I may have gotten the call right. QRZ, once again, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Whiskey Uniform 5 Echo. Whiskey Uniform 5 Echo. Thank you so very much. Very nice to hear you. Give me your name, sir, and your location, any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
QSL. This is Whiskey Uniform 5 Echo. The name is Jim, Juliet, India, Mexico here in Woodlawn, Tennessee, near Clarksville, Tennessee, out in the woods where you can shoot your guns, put up big antennas, run your amp, you know. Anyway, I want to say thank you to all the police officers out there and the firefighters. They're doing great jobs, okay? And the nurses and the doctors, okay? Other than that, man, you guys are doing a great job. Flex 6600 here and about 1500 watts on a 7-element beam, WU5E.
Roger, Whiskey Uniform 5 Echo. When I hear 1,500 watts, I often think, certainly it's, I'm going to guess that it's solid state. What's the, who made the amplifier? Go ahead.
It's a PGXL, over.
Oh, that's good. Good audio. Yep, it's a nice, no distortion whatsoever. Thank you so much, Jim, for the police, the fire, the nurses, the doctors. Yes, they're all there, and many of the other first-line responders that we may miss, but we also respect them and say thank you to them as well. So thanks so very, very much. And yes, you're very fortunate to be out there in the woods where you could do all those things. And a lot of us can't, and we're making sacrifices. But at least we're getting a signal on the air, and that's what's really important. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate the contact. 73s. QRZ, whiskey, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4, Juliet Papa November.
The Kilowatt 4 with the November in it. Go ahead.
Yeah, K4, JPN, Kilo 4, Juliet Papa November, Georgia.
Roger. Thank you so much, sir. K4JPN, thank you for your call from, I think, Warner Robins, Georgia. I have that much. Give me your name and any comments that you might have, sir. Go ahead.
Name is Steve, Sierra Tango, Echo Victor Echo, and you got it, Warner Robins, back in the middle of the state. Earlier I was listening to you. I made a recording. If you'd like to hear how your audio sounds great, but I made a recording if you'd like to hear it.
No. Well, thank you. Hold on that. I might want to come back to you on that. Thank you so much for giving me that report, because oftentimes what I can do, what lacks here with this particular radio is I can't actually make a recording and know exactly what I sound like. But we've done a few other tests and with other rigs, and we've done that. But thanks for that, Steve. We'll do that another time. And thanks so much for making contact with me here on this very special event. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Hang on a minute.
There's a station with Germany Alpha in it. Go ahead.
K9 France, Germany, Oscar, K9 FGO.
Roger. Thank you very much, sir. Got your call. You're in the log. K9 FGO. If you could give me your name and your location, I'd appreciate that. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just concerned about my signal as well. Name is John Jigos Henry Nancy, and I'm in Collinsville, Illinois, Madison County, if you're interested in the county. Go ahead.
Roger, John. Thank you very, very much. Well, don't be concerned about your signal because, propagation is not all that great today at this point in time, and you're doing fine with a 5 and 6 signal. So thanks a lot for making contact with us, for taking the time to do that. We appreciate that. Yep, this event is strictly about thank yous. That's all I care about. I really don't really need to hear any signal reports here. I know I'm doing well. Thank you very much for that, Flex, and thank you very much for that, JK Antennas. No, don't need signal reports. If you fellas or girls or whoever you are out there want signal reports, I'd be happy to give it to you. But this is not about that. No, not about any other areas of the country we want to specifically work. It's just about saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. That's the service we're doing, and we're so happy to do that. John, thanks a lot. Any other comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
No, I have none. I checked in yesterday with you, so you, like you said, I appreciate that, not being concerned with duplicates. So I did want to give you a call, and you've got a great undertaking there. I just didn't want to have a junky signal on there, that's all. K9 FGO, be clear. Thank you.
Nope, it's amateur radio proud. It's a high quality signal, so thanks a lot for putting that on the air. Appreciate that. 73s to you, sir. Be well, good health, and be safe. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. The Whiskey 9 with the papa in it. Go ahead.
Whiskey 9, Mike Yankee Papa. The name is Mike.
Roger, thank you. Whiskey 9, Mike, Yankee Papa. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate the contact. Love your QRZ picture with the eagle and the flag. Very proud for that. Give me your location and let me know if you have any comments to make. Go ahead.
No comments. My TTH is Sandwich, Illinois.
Roger, thank you. Thank you for Sandwich, Illinois. That sounds delicious. Love that location. A lot of shops, probably a lot of sandwich shops with names there that are close to the location. 73s to you, sir. Thanks a lot for making contact with us and saying thank you to a hero fighting COVID-19. QRZ, this is, you know this by now, but I'll give it to you anyway. You know, it's interesting. We talk about QRZ. How many times the stations out there, contest stations especially, who should know better, or even some special event stations, that all they keep saying is QRZ. One thing I can say, repeated by my good friend K2D, QRZ is not a call. So I would love them all to remember that and not be lazy and give them the call almost each and every time. That's why I do it. I don't get tired of it, but I'm proud of this call. Like I said earlier, we're going to wear it out. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Mobile.
Roger. Yes, signals are starting to get a little bit weak here. Mike, Radio Delta, I believe, Mobile. Come on in.
Kilo Delta 9. Mike Romeo Delta. You fade in and out, but you're a 5-8 right now. Over. I'm in Wisconsin. Over.
Roger. I think your name is Chuck or Charles. Thank you so much, Mobile in Wisconsin. We appreciate that. Yep, signal in and out, so I'll be brief and say 73s to you. Thank you so much for making contact with us. Appreciate that. Let me just say, do you have any comment that you'd like to make? Go ahead. Yeah, as we expected, the signals are really getting, usually around this time, we lose an hour or two, things start to pick up. Let's see how much longer we can hold this, and hopefully we can for a while. QRZ, any stations, anywhere, special event station, Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Thank you,
Roger. Okay, we got a couple of stations in there. Thank you, people. Radio Kilo station first. Go ahead. Stand by the Kilo November 4 station. Stand by for a moment. The Whiskey Alpha 7 in Arizona. Give me your call again, please. Thank you.
Whiskey Alpha 7 Alpha Romeo. Name is Mike. Located near Prescott, Arizona. You're 5'9". Over.
Roger. Thank you so much, Mike. Whiskey Alpha 7 Alpha Romeo Kilo. Mike, thanks so much. Appreciate the contact from Arizona. Glad we're stretching ourselves out there. Let me know. Do you have any comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
I'm anxious to get out of here.
Yep, aren't we all? Yep, we sure are. We're all very anxious to get back to our lives and do what we certainly have been accustomed to. Who would have ever thought this? And that's going to be something that we're really going to have to be careful of, is be patient and wait until the metrics are met. Hopefully, the governor of your state will be patient with that, and certainly not open until things certainly are better with regard to the metrics that they're running, Mike. That's fine. That's great. And one thing we know here in New York, it's not in a New Yorker's DNA to be patient. So if we can be patient, be a little more patient for a little longer, Mike. How about that? Go ahead.
Yeah, we've got a rah business pro governor that's gonna screw us all. See you later. Bye-bye.
Yep. I would hope that rah governor does not screw you all, because that can be the end of it if he's just looking in how many votes that he can get when he comes up for re-election. I do hope the federal government, and they can only do so much, quite frankly, but I hope he follows the example of a state like New York and maybe listens to some of the press conferences that Governor Cuomo gives and pay attention to that. And who more than us here in New York would like to reopen the financial capital of the world, but we're not. So I hope that better sense prevails and some smart people go in and knock him on his head. Thanks so much. 73s to you, and thank you for that contribution. We appreciate that. This is Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening. The station with the RGJ, go ahead.
Kilo November 4, Romeo Tango Juliet.
Roger, thank you, sir. Kilo November 4, Romeo Tango Juliet. Really nice signal, good audio. Thanks so much for making contact with us here at the special event station, honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. Your name, sir, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Sure. My name is Robert. I'm in Georgia, and I would like to thank all the doctors, nurses, first responders, et cetera, that go to work every day in the face of this horrible, horrible enemy. I can't imagine what that must be like to go in every day knowing what you're facing. So hats off to them.
Robert, thank you very much. Thank you. You know, it's one thing for me to drone on and on. It's almost expected, obviously, for me to say thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. You know, we're running the special event. And it means something for sure, but nothing like, Robert, coming from another amateur radio operator that is not part of the special event. Of course, you are when you make contact with us, you're part of it. But for you to say thank you to all those first-line responders, and you're so right. If any of you all had the experience of going to war, whether it's right now we have a couple of World War II veterans around, but Korea, but especially most of us Vietnam, and know what it's like to put your boots on and put your bulletproof vest on and put your backpack on and understand that you're going out there, but you may not come back. But there was something different about Vietnam, let's say, as an example of war that I know, that if you kept your head on your shoulders and you did the right things and weren't stupid, you could survive it for the most part. For the most part. There were some unlucky ones, no matter how smart they were, how careful they were. However, let me say, with this COVID-19 war, that really doesn't apply. You can do all the right things, have all the right equipment, and also succumb to it. So that's the most horrible thing about that. Thanks a lot, Bob, for making that comment. We appreciate that. 73s to you, sir.
73 to you, and have a great day. Appreciate it.
Yep, we sure will. You betcha. 73s. QRZ. This is Special Event Station Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4, Juliet, November, Mike.
Roger, thank you. Kilo 4, Juliet, November, Mike. Thank you so much. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
Yeah, the name here is John. Location is Cumming, Georgia. I'm going to be looking forward to this being over so I don't have to compete with those two Italian stallions, Como and Fauci, for my wife's affection.
Roger that. Thank you so very much for that. We appreciate that. And I want to wish you the best of 73s, John. Be well and have good health, and we'll get over this soon. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I believe, yep, there's a Radio Oscar. Stand by, please. There's, I think, a station, Papa Delta. Go ahead. Or there's a station certainly with a Delta in it, I think. Go ahead. Nothing heard. How about a station with Papa? Do we have any stations with a Papa in it?
Kilo 4, Golf, Radio Oscar.
Kilowatt 4, Golf, Radio Oscar. Okay, I struck out with all the lows, but at least we got you, sir. Kilowatt 4, Golf, Radio Oscar. Thank you so much. Make sure I have that call right. K4GRO. Your name, location, any comments you have. Go ahead.
Okay, my call is Italy, Kilo 4, Golf, Radio Oscar. I am in Italy. My name is Lauro. Lima Alpha United Radio Oscar. The comment is good luck, okay?
Oh, Lauro, I've spoken to you a dozen times. Thank you, Lauro. Thank you so very much. Sorry I missed the Italy part of it. And you're doing extremely well, Lauro, about a 5 and 7, considering your bearing for me is 56 and I'm at about 250. Wonderful job, Lauro. And I want to thank you very much for getting on the air, I think, just about every day, Lauro, and calling CQ and giving people an opportunity to hear your great station and get their signal reports and some of the nice comments you make. Let me also congratulate you. I don't know how long you've had a DXCC honor roll, but congratulations on DXCC honor roll, Lauro. That is a wonderful thing. Back over to you, sir. Roger, thank you for that. Yeah, I didn't mention that enough. My usual call out, and I think you'll see me in your log, is Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. QSL on that, Lauro?
QSL, okay. W2JB. Okay, excellent. Thanks for your kind comments, Peter. Thanks for the kind comments. And good luck, guys, okay? Whiskey, Kilo 2 Hotel, so Sierra United Fox, IK4, Germany Radio Ocean, 73.
Well, many thanks to you, Lauro, as well. Lauro, before you leave, I want to mention one thing. I think you know him well, and I don't know if you know the situation, but my good friend, my mentor, and he's worked you so many times, November 2, Mike Uniform November, Phil, located in Lindenhurst. He passed away on March the 5th. I'm not sure you knew that, Lauro. Go ahead. Yes, I know, Lauro. I know, but I wanted you to know that since he really enjoyed speaking with you and getting signal reports. Lauro, buona fortuna, Lauro to you, and ciao, ciao, and thank you so much for taking time to say hello and thank you to the stations here that are helping, saying thank you to those working the COVID-19 virus. Be well, and I'm glad things are getting better in Italy. Thanks so much, Lauro. 73s, yeah, see, that's nice. Somebody, from Italy coming in to say hello, and especially since it's difficult for him to reach us because my beam is pointed towards the southeast, southwest. 73s, Lauro, be well. QRZ, This is a special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
N2 PTV, Kilo Golf 9.
Now that's it. N2. I think it's PPV. Come on back, please.
Hey, good afternoon, Peter. November 2, Papa Tango Bravo. Good talking to you again, sir, and thank you.
Oh, Angel, wonderful, Angel. Thank you so very, very much. You know, sorry, I thought I had your call earlier, but didn't get it right. Angel, thank you from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And thank you, Laudo, for spotting us. I appreciate that as well. Angel 73s, any other comments you'd like to make, sir? Go ahead.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much for your reply. Nice cues over there with Lauro in Italy, and it's good to know that everybody's pulling together. Good to see that New York is holding behind and holding the fort, since we here in Tennessee are opening the doors partially and everybody's getting out. We think that it's going to be a big mistake to do that. Nonetheless, since we are from New York and New Jersey, we're still holding the line and keeping our PPE on and maintaining social distance. Thank you very much, and I'll return the frequency back to you. N2 PTV, clear after your final.
Thank you, Angel, N2 PTB. Thanks, Laudo. You're absolutely right. The doors shouldn't be opened a crack, and shame on Tennessee if they're opening doors too soon. I don't know the metrics there. I don't know what they're using to make that decision. If it's strictly to get the economy going at the expense of losing people, shame on them. Shame on them. If their metrics are right, and they, you know, clearly we know the testing has not been done extensively. They haven't had the testing equipment. So that's really the big key. They don't know. They don't know where the people are coming from that might get sick. They can't trace them. So there's very little evidence they have. You can just imagine that it's just, you can very quickly lose control of that. Anyway, I hope good sense prevails. And thank you for commenting, Angel and Laudo. He is a terrific guy, a real terrific guy. I also want to say to N2, PTB, that's you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you. The conditions are weak, but I'm glad we're able to work each other and say hello again. Thank you also for saying hello as well, Angel, on here on the broadcast. And you be well. And I look forward to talking to you as many days as you'd like while we're here until the 31st. 73s to you, sir, and you be well. And you're right. Continue to do the right thing in spite of what other people might be doing. 73s to you, my friend. Yeah, things are a little sketchy certainly around now, but we'll do best we can with regard to conditions. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, the Kilo November 4 with the Papa and the Echo in it. Go ahead.
Roger. That's Kilo November 4, Papa Zulu Echo.
Roger, I got that. Thank you very much. I've been spotted by November. Yeah, thank you very much for the spots. I appreciate that. That's great. Kilo November 4, Papa Zulu Echo. I guess I have to stay longer, right, because I'm getting spotted. Thanks so much, sir, for coming and saying hello to us here in the special event station. Your name and your location and any comments that you might have. Go ahead.
My name is Lewis. I'm located in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I would just like to thank all the first responders. I do have a very good friend that I grew up in New Rochelle. He's a New Rochelle fireman. He's lieutenant down there. I know they've been having a real rough time. They lost, I don't know if it was their chief or their captain. They lost one of them. You know, he just got off the respirator. You know, he was on for a month. He just got off the respirator for a couple of days. He ended up passing away. I think that was about a week ago. But I'd just like to thank all our first responders for everything that they're doing to help combat this and try to get our lives back to normal. Over.
Very well said, Lewis. Very well said. You're absolutely right. We sometimes this special event is about acknowledging, recognizing them, and bringing all that into reality. That is for sure. No doubt about that. Can you give me the first name of the fireman you're speaking of in New Rochelle, Lewis? Go ahead.
Yes, his name is Anthony.
Is that Anthony? Is that Anthony?
Roger. His name is Anthony.
Thank you so much. Hello, Anthony. Thank you for the follow. I hope I pronounced this right. Rinaldhy Tyan, Rinaldhytyan. Thank you so much, sir, for the follow. We really, really appreciate that very, very much. Gave a nice bell off to me, so that was pleasant. Thanks a lot, Lewis, 73s, and thanks a lot for sharing that story with us. This is really what this event is about. Not about me babbling and babbling on, but about anyone at all that has any contributions they'd like to make, and shout-outs to people, and talking about really their experiences and people that they know. Thanks so much for that. We appreciate it, Lewis. 73s, this is Special Event Station honoring all those heroes fighting COVID-19. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra. Uniform Foxtrot.
November, Quebec, 3 Fox. Today, guys.
Roger, thank you. I think it's November, Quebec 3 Foxtrot. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it is November, Quebec, 3 Foxtrot. Can I get your name?
Roger, thank you. My name here, and sorry I don't repeat that enough, it's Peter. Papa Echo, Tango, Echo, Romeo, Peter. And my home call is Whiskey 2, Juliet, Victor. Whiskey 2, Japan, Victoria. Give me your name and your location, any comments you'd like to make about COVID. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Ken, Kilo Echo November, and I'm in Northwest Georgia. And we've had several people die down here, and we've had a lot of people live. There's a lower percentage of people dying than that are getting over it. Even people my age, and I'm 65, had a friend and his wife had it. They were on a ship in Japan, and they were shipped to Washington State. And of course, they've got over it, and they're doing just fine now.
Kenny, your point is well taken. There are people that are fortunate enough to come down with COVID, and I don't know if this percentage is right, but it's somewhere close, perhaps, to 80% of the people that contract the virus do get out of it pretty well, especially if they haven't had any pre-existing conditions. Excuse me. So that's the thing. Excuse me for one. Stand by for 1 second, please. Excuse me. There you go. I think I'm back on the air again. Not good to sometimes have a piece of chocolate and try to talk. Those two don't mix too well. Don't worry about it. I'm not spreading any germs. Just a bunch of allergies that I have. Anyway, thanks a lot, Kenny. Thanks for that. Stand by, stations. I have to just recover here a little bit. Stand by.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sign. And thank you for having the special event there, Peter. You'll get a lot of perspective, I'm sure, from each state you're talking to and each area of the state. We've been hard hit south of here and not too bad north, but in and around the metropolitan areas is where the most cases are in Georgia.
Thank you, Kenny, and thanks for giving me a break by giving me some more information. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Kenny, it's hard. It's really difficult, Kenny, to predict where the incidents will happen. But one thing is for sure: in the denser areas, the number of cases certainly do accelerate, and a lot of that obviously has to do with two things at least. Maybe social distancing is not being respected. Number one. Or families are really not getting social distancing, not spending enough time apart from one another, and especially when one family member may be working somewhere and then coming for a birthday celebration or whatever, and they're now going to infect the family, and there seems to be a lot of new infections that are clustered around family groups. So. Got to respect this, and really sorry for the losses that have occurred in Georgia. Every loss is just a major catastrophe because these are not just numbers. Maybe there is a number to us, but these are people that are brothers and sisters and family members and cousins, and it's impactful. It is tough. Kenny, thank you. 73s. Thanks a lot so much for sharing that with us. We appreciate that. 73s to you, sir.
Yes, 73. All the best, stay safe, and God bless.
Thank you so much, and blessings to you as well. QRZ stations, I'm still able to talk, I think. Kilo 2 Heroes. Got to save a little bit for tonight for the show with our stars that we're going to be listening to. Bob Heil. I have to have some voice left, right? Kilo 2 Heroes. I hope you'll all listen. I really do. It would be a lot of fun to see some nice listeners there. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening. Roger, thank you. Nice to hear a lot of stations there. Alpha Delta 5, X-Ray Romeo, Whiskey, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Hope I got the call right. Your name, location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Charge that on the name, really good. I mean, the name here is Wayne, Whiskey Alpha Yankee November Echo, and the location is Brandon, Mississippi. Just wanted to thank you for what you're doing. Sounds like a great event.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it is a great event, and it's taking a life of its own. It's having so many branches on this tree have flourished, many branches, more than we could expect, and we're really grateful for that, and we're grateful that we can do this for the entire month. It would be nice to see. I'm not sure why. I haven't checked the ARRL special event page. Maybe someone can do that. But I don't know if there are any other stations in the United States that are doing a special event specifically dedicated to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Not sure of that, but it's something that we need to check on. And I think there's nothing wrong with seeing more stations out there doing that if they can. We know it takes a lot of effort. The Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club and the folks that have put this together, I know how hard they worked on it. So it's not easy. We've got a club of somewhere around 150 plus people. So we can draw on a lot of people. A lot of these smaller areas, it's more difficult, but like to see more of that happening. Charles, any other comments that you might have? Go ahead, sir.
No, I guess that's it. I sat here waiting for a phone call from a doctor who's supposed to do a conference, and since we can't go in the office, and I've been listening to you for quite a while. Just wanted to jump in there and say thanks for what you're doing. Have a great day.
Well, thank you so much. I hope I haven't bored you to death or caused any stomach irritation for listening to me all this time. we'd rather have more time spending with other amateurs, but I know what you're saying, and thank you so much for that. This is a little different, a little unusual, being able to have this kind of discourse on amateur radio rather than, because I love QSO-style amateur radio anyway. I know most of us do enjoy that rag chewing for periods of time, but this is a little bit different, but nevertheless, that's what makes a special event very, very special. 73s to you, sir. Thank you. And may you get some good news from your doctor. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo Echo 6 Yankee Charlie.
Roger. Kilo Echo 6. Stand by a second. I believe there's a Golf Mike 8 station. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, okay. It's Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Fox, Quebec. Golf, Mexico 8, Ocean, Florida Queen in the north of Scotland. You're 5 and 9, 59 into Echo Uniform 009, and the name is Jeff. Golf, Echo, Oscar, Florida, QSL.
Oh, IQSL, that Jeff, 100% as they say. Good 5 and 7 signal since you're getting me off the side of the beam. So thanks a lot for making contact with us. Jeff is located, Jeff is located in Orkney Islands and in Scotland. And, I just spoke to my Aunt Margaret, who is from Scotland. And she is 91 years old, Jeff, 91 years old. So I don't know what you Scottish folks have in your DNA, but God bless her, and God bless you, Jeff. Hopefully you have many, many, many years and get to 100 as well. So over to you for your final, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. Well, they certainly build them to last here in Scotland. That's Jim. Your name is Jim, Roger?
Negative. It's Peter, Jeff. Papa Echo, Tango, Echo, Romeo. Peter, go ahead.
Roger, okay, Peter, my apologies. Yeah, I did speak to Jim yesterday. But, yep, okay, well, that's very good. I'm glad she's strong and healthy there, Peter. And hopefully many, many more years to come. Anyway, Peter, thanks very much for putting the station on. Appreciate your time and your patience and your efforts to put that special event station on the air. And I'm glad we're able to get you in the logbook again. Stay easy, Peter, and all the best to you from the Orkney Islands. Kilo 2 Hotel City United Fox, Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Oh, bye-bye, Jeff. Thank you so very much. Good to talk to you from the Orkney Islands this afternoon. Good evening to you. And yes, to your comment, Jeff, they build them to last, that's for sure. And let me also make a comment on one of my favorite race drivers, Formula One driver Jackie Stewart. He's just a phenomenal role model and just a wonderful driver of his time. And it's incredible what he's done for the safety in Formula One and in general, driving in general. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy. 73 is to you, Jeff. Thanks a lot. QRZ, special event station, talking about a lot of different things, but mostly we're talking about thanking the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Peter is the name. The call is Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo 4, Kilo X-ray, X-ray Mobile.
Kilo 4, Kilo X-ray Mobile, I believe. Come on in. Hopefully I got your call right. And name and location. Go ahead.
This is Kilo 4, Kilo X-ray Mobile. The name is John. The location is Southwest.
Roger. Thank you, John. Thanks for Southwest Florida. A little bit of QSB on the signal, but you're in the log. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. 73's to you. John, do you have any comments that you'd like to make? Go ahead.
No, not really. Lost a cousin to it and lost a good friend to it, and that's enough. I'm a retired firefighter paramedic, and I really feel for those guys. You take care, and thanks for what you're doing, K4KXX.
Roger, my condolences. There you go. Lost a friend and the cousin. You know, that's it. It was said when this first thing started in January, you're going to know somebody who's been affected by COVID-19. And to my thought was, that's impossible. Of course, I said that's impossible because we've never been through something this impossible. So there you go. And so my sincere condolences. It's just incredible. It really is. I just really hope, going back to the states like Arizona and Tennessee that may be opening too soon, please think of the people. Please think that if a life is lost, think about how it would be, how you would feel about it, the governors of those states. Please think about that. Thanks a lot. 73's to you, sir, and appreciate very, very much taking the time, sharing that with us. 73's. QRZ, special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, the station with Whiskey Golf. Go ahead. Roger, Ken, thank you very much. Good to talk with you again. I appreciate that from Mobile, Alabama. We will do the best we can, and clearly what we're doing is as a result of what you're doing. All you guys spending time on the frequency. You could be doing other things, but you're doing a really good thing by being patient and waiting to talk with us, and in some cases not talking with us for propagation reasons, but we'll get you another day. If you're having a problem making contact with us, you're trying and you're not getting through for a number of reasons, maybe you're in an HOA, go on the Twitch TV feed that I'm currently doing live. I'm doing it live on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Mixer and a couple of other outlets. But go on Twitch TV and basically put my call in, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. You'll then be able to use the chat box and let me know if you're having some difficulty. I'd be happy to help you out. 73's Ken, thank you. QRZ. Special event station saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. There's a station with Tango Yankee. Go ahead.
Kilo Papa 4 Echo Yankee Tango.
Roger. Kilo Papa 4 Echo, a Yankee Tango. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. Give me your name and location, and hopefully I have the call right. Go ahead.
Yes, the call is correct. Name here, Heriberto from Camuy, Puerto Rico. Over.
Heriberto. What a beautiful name. Heriberto, thank you. From, I believe is it pronounced Camus, Puerto Rico? Go ahead.
Yes, Camuy, Puerto Rico.
Yes, beautiful. Camuy, Puerto Rico. Thank you so much. Any comments that you'd like to make? How are things going there on the island with COVID-19? Go ahead.
Well, the numbers keep adding up. It's sad thing to hear, and I have
close by a relative that failed to survive COVID, and very sad situation. But trying to struggle there and do our best to keep safe. Over.
Roger Heriberto, that's what we have to do, and my condolences for the loss in the family. We're hearing so much of that, and here we are. You know, we're a small community, 300,000 of us in amateur radio. I'm sure not all 300,000 are on the air today talking, but nevertheless, it's amazing how it's really very close to home. You know, this is even worse than World War II in terms of getting these notices every day. Well, I hope things stabilize. I hope that the leadership there continue to keep things under control until the numbers really are completely evaporated and the testing is really done thoroughly. Thank you so much. Thanks for making contact with us. Best of 73s, and call me as often as you'd like, 73s. I believe there's an Italy Kilo station out there. Go ahead. Roger, thank you. Yep, a little QSB, but I got you. I heard another Italy station. Italy Uniform 3, Bravo Tango Yankee. Thanks for making contact with us. Give me your name and your location. Go ahead. Roger, Val, thank you so much. Yeah, I think we've spoken before. Val, thanks so much for making contact with us. I appreciate that. By the way, your signals are 5 and 7. Pretty amazing for this evening for you. Very good evening to you, and especially since my beam is way off you. Either I should be having a better rejection rate on my beam, or this is okay. But you know what, Val? I don't mind having a front-to-back ratio that isn't severe, and that's why I picked a smaller boom. I picked a 12-foot boom because I wanted, in contest, to be able to hear people off the back of the boom. Val, 73s to you, and glad things are getting better in Italy. Be well, and buona fortuna to you, and ciao, ciao, Val. Go ahead for the final. Thank you, Val. 73s. QRZ, Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The stations are coming back up. The Mike Whiskey Papa, I believe. Go ahead. There's a station, I think, a Kilo Alpha station.
Kilo Alpha 5, Mike Whiskey Bravo.
There you go. I got that right. I knew sooner or later I'd find you. Thank you. Kilo Alpha 5, Mike Whiskey Bravo. Thank you so very much. Your name and location and any comments you'd like to make on COVID-19. Go ahead.
The handle here is Claude. We're located in Calhoun, Louisiana, and I hope everybody's safe from this number 19.
Thank you, Claude. Thank you very much for your comments. And yeah, there is a relationship to being safe, being careful, wearing the proper safety equipment, and getting through this. There's definitely a correlation for that. And thanks, Claude, for making contact with us from Calhoun, Louisiana, and your parish is there. Your state has gone through a lot of grief, as we have in New York. So I think we understand how we can be extra careful. And you know, that's an interesting comment. Maybe one of the reasons why the governor of our state is being very careful is because of all these disasters, between 9/11, between Hurricane Sandy, between many events that have happened here, forest fires that we've had. We've been hit with many things, and maybe for that reason is why we're really being extra careful. We know how important life is. Anyway, 73s to you, sir. Thanks for the contact. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. There's a Kilowatt 4 station. Go ahead.
Kilowatt Foxtrot 4, Kilowatt 4, Foxtrot Sierra Hotel.
Roger, have two stations there, but let's first start with Kilowatt 4, Foxtrot Sierra Hotel. Hopefully I have your call right, but give me your name and location. Go ahead.
100%. This is Bill, Bravo, India, Lima. I'm in Inverness, Florida, west side of Florida.
Roger, Bill. Thank you so much for Inverness. I appreciate that. Thanks for making contact with us. And the best of 73s to you. Good health and good luck. Be well. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
America,
India 4, Juliet uniform.
Mike X.
Roger. Stand by 1 second. America, India 4, Juliet uniform. Kilo 4, Fox Sierra Hotel. Did you have another comment that you wanted to make, sir? Go ahead.
No, thanks for asking. I have 5.9 on you. Sound good. Good audio. I'm waiting for the country. I think we need to take our time. And I'm originally from Jersey. I still have family up there, and they're being careful, man. It's real bad up where you're at. But good luck and be safe. And we all got to do what we got to do. Thank you.
Bill, thank you. I'm glad I gave you a moment there. Sorry to rush you off so quickly, but I figured you did have something. Thanks for making a comment on that. Yes. We have been hit hard like a ton of bricks here. I think though that we're using our head and being very, very careful in this area, and because of that, we'll get through it. Thanks so much for your kind words. They really resonate so positively throughout our broadcast. Thanks a million for that. Thank you, sir. Alpha India 4 Juliet uniform. Thanks for your patience. Your name and location. Any comments that you might have? Go ahead.
Okay, then David, and we're located in Lee County, Southwest Florida. 1,300 cases confirmed in Lee County, and we have 70 deaths. It's a high percentage, and it's pretty scary. And we're all, taking care of ourselves, especially if you're over 55. You have to look after. But I can't believe there's loads of people out there, shoulder to shoulder, with no mask on. They couldn't care a damn about the rest of the world. Over.
David, yeah, that's something that really has to be stopped, and hopefully those folks will get fines, because they're going to be issuing fines for that, and we don't want people to take martial law and things into their own hands. The best thing to do when you see someone like that, just increase the distance by another 6 feet. It's what I call enhanced social distancing, and there'll be people like that for some reason, somehow they think they're above it all, and they are not going to be touched by it. Well, we don't care if they get touched by it, but it's other people they can transmit it to. So, David, very, very well said, and I do hope people heed those warnings. When you hear about 1,300 people that have been affected and 70 deaths, that's close to a 5% rate, if my math is right. But that rate has been pretty consistent. It's been even higher than that in some locations, and that's. People say, well, isn't this just like the regular influenza, type B? Well, no, not at all, because you have a death rate here that's much higher. That is exemplified by what David is saying. David, thanks so much for making those comments. I really very much appreciate that. Anything else you'd like to add, sir? Go ahead.
Yeah, you mentioned about the Twin Towers. I was working in Manhattan back in the 90s. I was working opposite Twin Tower, the number 2 tower, and they sent me up to Midtown to start another job. And the week I was up there, the bomb went off in the parking lot, and I missed that one out. It was severely damaged. And then I was retired down here, and the company phoned me up and said, David, we have a job for you in Washington, D.C. I said, Scott, I'm retired. They tried to bend me arm to get me to run it. They said, David, we can't find anybody with your job skills and clearance. We want you to run the installation of all the woodwork in the main entrance of the Pentagon. So I turned it down, and about 4.5 months later, a plane hit the building. Over.
Yeah, wow. Good for you. Good for you for sticking to your guns, and maybe somehow your subconscious was telling you something bad is going to happen. And so that's just great that that you really were able to retire and be careful and be safe with it. Yeah, I remember the first bombing at the World Trade Center. I was working in Manhattan, but at the time I was cross-country skiing. But that was at the time that was a major event of incredible consequence. Little did we know, David, how worse things would get. So continue to use your head. Pass the word on to the governments that you are involved with, that they should maintain safety. You've got the right head on your shoulders, and I appreciate the comments about that. Very, very important. Well, continue to be safe and be well, David. Thanks so much for your time. 73s to you, sir.
Yeah, bye-bye, and you have a nice day.
I will. And my day it's really funny thing. My mom said, may she rest in peace. She said, your nice day depends on how you feel about it. You can make that decision first thing when you wake up, when you open your eyes. and you can decide whether or not you want to have a nice day or not a nice day, and you can control that. So, we realize that we can control our destiny. And, let me say one thing further. I'm not receiving any royalties from this book, but one of the first books that I read is The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. I don't know if anybody out there has read that book, but that might be a good book to pick up. It's in paperback. It's pretty cheap. Still available. Still publishing it. One of the best books written. Every other book that is on performance increases are based really on that book by Norman Vincent Peale. And I can tell you one thing. If the last thing that you do is watch the 11 o'clock news, you're making a big mistake. Your subconscious basically is processing that negative information and perhaps causing you to get up in the morning with either indigestion, a headache, or somehow you're saying, I don't know why I'm not feeling good today. Why am I not having a good morning? Well, maybe it's because you watched the 11 o'clock news or the 10 o'clock news. Anyway, enough said. It would be much nicer to read a couple of pages from The Power of Positive Thinking or any other book that is based in positive performance. It really, really works. Let me tell you, I know from firsthand. 73 Steve David. Any other final comments? Go ahead, sir.
No, not really, except when we was in the wife was in a food store this morning. People, they got marked. You go up this way, the aisle, and you go the other way, and people were coming down the wrong way with no mask on. And she had two minds whether to go in the store or not. But she went in there, and she actually mentioned to a couple of people when they lined up to pay, there was some people behind her who were impatient. They were telling them to push, push, push. She said, keep your space. That's unbelievable. There's some idiots. But you have a nice day, and we'll talk to you further down the electricity bill, AI4JU.
Yep, you bet, along the electricity bill. Thank you very much. Yes, no confrontations ever. We don't want that, but just walk the other way. And again, like I said, enhance your distance and leave it at that. A lot of people are just dictated by habit, unfortunately. And this is a new habit that we have, a new normal for now and for a long time to come. 73s to you, sir. Thanks so much, David, for the time. 73s. QRZ, special event station that really loves to engage in QSOs when we want to, when we have to, rather. We love to. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ. WD4DNE, if I've got that right. Name and location, and just correct me if I'm wrong on the call, sir. Go ahead.
Whiskey Delta 4, Delta November Echo. The name is Cecil. Charlie Echo, Charlie India Lima, located here in the southwest corner of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thanks for being there today, doing a great job. You got a great signal coming out of there, good audio. Hey, what county are you in up there?
Thank you, Cecil. Well, it's the county that you're going to get a certificate from. That's Suffolk County, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. And Cecil, of course, we're using the New York QSO Party county designation rules, 3-letter rules for each county. So we're Suffolk, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Go ahead.
Okay, which county is Queens in, or is it its own county?
Roger, yeah, big county. That's where I grew up from, in Queens, and that's where I got my bug from amateur radio from the 1964 World's Fair. Yep, Queens is a big county, and by the way, a county that's been very, very hard hit by Corona-19. It really has, by COVID-19, really hard hit. Have you worked anybody from Queens County, Cecil? Go ahead.
You know, I might have got one. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to share it with you. I have a great friend. Actually, I worked in the country of Venezuela several years, met some friends from Queens, and visited their home. They took me on top of the World Tower before the planes hit him. And at any rate, she passed away there in Queens in the hospital a few weeks ago. Her daughter came in just a few days after her, but she got out all right and everything. So I appreciate the heroes up there in Queens and in that whole New York area. And our little southwest corner of Virginia would have been barely hit, and we're very thankful for that. So keep doing the good work, and thanks for being here.
Cecil, my pleasure. And that's really what this is about. It's also the unintended anxiety that we have. You're in Bristol, Virginia, and you're mourning the loss of people that are in Queens County. And, that's why I said you got to read positive books, because we all are in this war, and we are all unintended victims one way or the other. And, what's really especially difficult during this crisis, during this war, is when someone is passing away, when they're taken off the ventilator and they're in a hospital their family is not permitted, obviously for safety reasons, not permitted to be with them. Now, think about that for a moment or two. I don't want to get you too too depressed, but I just want you to just have a little empathy and feel for those people during this time that can't do that. That's pretty incredible, where they can't get themselves off to a hospice because the hospices are overwhelmed. It's just incredible. But we're here not to be negative, not to mourn. We certainly acknowledge that and have empathy for that. But we're here to celebrate, to honor those people that are on the front lines and keeping us all well. And like any war, there's going to be casualties, but we're celebrating them, and this is a happy time because we're saying thank you to those folks. But nevertheless, from time to time, we have to just discuss, what the reality is. 73 is to Cecil. Thanks or not. Call us as often as you'd like. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. The Alpha Lima Zulu, go ahead.
Yes, K2HSUF, K9ALZ. I just wanted to comment on your message of having an upbeat evening by not watching the evening news just before you go to bed. It is a powerful thing to have powerful thinking in your mind and to think of the good things and the blessings in life rather than the nasty things that happen. I think this event that has occurred with COVID-19 has really brought out the best in a lot of people, and it's been very encouraging. Go ahead.
Bruce, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for your very eloquent words, very thoughtful words, empathetic words. You're right. You're absolutely right. We learned because we went through, Hurricane Sandy, my wife and I and family. We went through it firsthand. We were there while the tide was rising. We were there while the storm surge. I've never seen a storm surge before, but we were there for that. We kind of didn't prepare enough for it, but that's a time when you're tested. It's one thing, and I think that I heard this on the show Shark Tank, and they said on Shark Tank, you have a business plan until you get hit in the head or punched in the stomach, and that's when you're really tested in terms of your resiliency and your ability to survive. Well, we were tested with Sandy directly. Of course, when you talk about the World Trade Center, we weren't directly there, so it's a different kind of a test. But when you have something directly happen to you, that's when the best comes out. And the best comes out certainly in these folks as well. Excuse me. Sorry, we're just having a little, we have to just protect our voice here a little bit. Get choked up on these things. That's what most of all is. Anyway, Bruce, thanks a lot. Any other comments you'd like to make at all? Go ahead, sir. That's right, Bruce. It really did. And the Spanish flu, back then, we never thought we'd have another opportunity like that where people, family to family, were affected, and more families than you could ever imagine. Thanks, Bruce. 73s to you. Be well, be safe, and thank you for your very kind and very thoughtful words. We appreciate that. Yep, and I will once again say, be good to yourself. Don't let the news overwhelm you. You've got to make sure that you protect that very, very delicate psyche of ours. 73s, Bruce. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo Echo 6 Yankee Charlie. Thank you so much, sir. Name and location.
Yeah, name here is Wu, W-O. Location is sunny San Diego, California. Go ahead.
Oh, Wu, sunny San Diego, California. Yeah, it sure is sunny there. A lot of the days are 365. Thanks, Wu. I'm glad you're able to say hello to us. We've got a good signal, by the way, at least 10 over 9 from California. Wu, how are things going there? How are you doing? Go ahead.
We mostly staying at home and just going to the grocery stores, and ham radio seems to shine in this kind of situation. And make one comment about the COVID-19 issue. I'm not so sure whether anybody made a comment, but I'm not so sure whether doctors are responding to this situation properly. In other words, I heard many stories about patients fighting over getting some treatment. like hydroxychloroquine and remdesivir. In other words, doctors won't give those things until patients get really bad, and I'm not so sure whether it's the right thing for them to do. Just my personal opinion. Over.
Roger Wu, thank you very much. Yep, I echo those comments. I think that anything at all that you could throw at it, that drug, hydrochloroquine that you said, and the other drug, has not shown to have any negative effects when taken, and especially if there's some patient testing beforehand. And I agree with you. I think that sometimes doctors may be too rigid in their diagnosis, maybe following, quote, the rules that they've been assigned with. We don't know what the policies are, what they can and can't do. Of course, they can't operate as a lone gun, Wu. We know that. And in many cases, it's the policy, unfortunately, of the hospital, of the clinic, that this is the procedure they have to go with. But I do agree. I agree that it's not proven that it's been absolutely works in all cases. But my feeling is that you've got to try many, many other therapies as much as you can, especially when someone is clinging to life. You have to really, as they say, throw the kitchen sink at it. And I think that, unfortunately, people's hands are tied all too often. And if they break the rule, they may be under serious penalties. But, Wu, you're absolutely right. Thanks for that comment. Back to you for your final. If there's anything more you want to add, Wu, go ahead.
Yeah, the only other thing I want to make a comment is, the situation, the strategy that people in Sweden, doctors in Sweden is taking, so-called herd immunity, and that's something we should worth looking at it. And every country is a different situation there, but that's the only other comment. Anyway, I'm glad I had the chance to be able to talk to you. K2 Hotel, KE6YZ.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. I think that also in our country here in the United States somehow are, because, again, of the FDA, maybe because of the strength of the Food and Drug Administration and the pharmaceutical industry, we're not permitted to put a lot of experimental type of drugs that are found in other parts of France, England, Germany, Italy that can be used. I think there's a lot of improvement that can be done there, and you're 100% right. God forbid that someone, myself or the family, we had a serious issue. I would do anything I can first to try anything that would be a natural type of remedy, anything along the homeopathic route. I would like to also experiment with alongside any of, quote, the hard medications that are taken. So that's my feeling. Unfortunately, people are too, perhaps, I'm going to say, pedestrian in that routine, and I'd rather not see that. Wu, thanks a lot. Very valuable comments, very sensible comments, and one that I don't think that anyone can really reject out of hand. 73s, thanks so much for sharing that with us, and thank you for calling us from sunny San Diego. Thank you so much. 73s to you, sir. Be well, good health, be safe, stay home. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, not the medical channel, not for sure. It's an amateur radio channel, but it shows other people that are listening around the world to our stream that we amateur radio operators certainly are capable of talking about a whole range of things. Thanks so much, Wu. Thank you. Kilo 2 Hero / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is listening. KA5JPM. Let me come back to the mic. Kilo Alpha 5, Juliet Papa Mike. Do I have that right, sir? Go ahead.
I've been seriously working K2H for the last week. I've gotten 15 in every mode, and only those same 15, I finally saw a new one last night.
Hi, Phil. A lot of QSB on the signal. Lost you completely at one point, but I think I got the crux of it, Phil. First of all, thank you so much for your compliments on going to my QRZ site and seeing the certificate on the Kilo 2 hotel site. Yeah, that certificate was very thought out. It's certificate. I'm not sure exactly directly who is directly responsible, but I think it was the team. I think it was essentially our special events team, Lou, November Oscar 2 Charlie, his wife, Kilo 2 Romeo Tango Delta, and also Karen, KD2 GUT, and also Mike, KC2 SYF. I think they all contributed to what you're seeing there for sure. To answer your question about the number of counties, we have 43 counties, Phil, 43 that have signed on, but however, I can say that looking at the logs that 43 counties are not all participating and are active. And so we're trying to increase the number of counties and increase the participation with the counties that are on board. But 43 are listed, but again, they're not all active. Hopefully you can still hear me and I can hear you, Phil. Go ahead. Roger, thank you, Phil. Thanks so much. Very well said. Very appreciated, really, for sure. Yeah, many times we feel like we're on duty over here, and I'd love to be spending more time with the family. I enjoy this for sure, but this part of this is a job. It really is, but it's an enjoyable one. Thanks so much. Not sure how long I can hold this in terms of me and how the propagation is, but as long as we can hear a few people, we'll stay around for a little bit. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, thank you. I can hear you, sir. Kilo November 4, November Charlie Lima. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
Baxter, Tennessee. I'm about 80 miles east of Nashville, Mobile, headed to North Carolina.
Roger, thank you, Greg, for Baxter, Tennessee, heading for North Carolina. We appreciate that. Thanks so much for making contact again with us. The more times, the better. Thanks so much, sir. QRZ, special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Charlie Victor Romeo.
The station has a big signal. The Romeo station, go ahead. The station with Romeo in it.
That's November 4, Charlie Victor Romeo.
Roger, thank you, sir. November 4, Charlie Victor Romeo. Thank you so much. A name, location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Yeah, the name here is Buford Bravo Uniform Foxtrot Oscar Romeo Delta. We're located in Greene County, Tennessee, East Tennessee. And I just, turned on the radio and heard you talking, so I'm not really sure what the format is, but you're coming in loud and clear here in East Tennessee. Over.
Thank you, Buford, and thanks for turning on and coming over to us. Well, this is a special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. We're specifically targeting those frontline people that are in New York State. Those are the people that we're really talking about for sure. Sorry to get away from the mic there. People from New York State and all of those frontline workers, whether they're healthcare workers, EMTs, police, firemen, people that are picking up, the collections for you, trash, post bill people, all of those people, Buford, we're honoring and we're appreciating what they're doing and putting their life on the line, and we're saying thank you. And every time a contact is made like yours, Buford, we're saying thank you to them. Does that pretty well sum that up for you, Buford? Go ahead.
Okay, right. Well, I
I'm glad to hear that. I have a son-in-law who's an ER doctor in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and also a daughter who's a registered nurse in North Carolina. So we've got folks on both sides of the state who are in the line of duty there. So again, we appreciate hearing about this, and thank you for the effort there. Again, give me your call sign and QTH, please.
Roger, my pleasure, Buford. The call sign for the special event station is Kilo 2H, Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. When you go to the website, you could just put in Kilo 2 Hotel, and that'll get you to that, and you can get a certificate sometime in June. You'll be able to get that, maybe sooner. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and the location is Long Island, New York, about 45 miles east of New York City. And Buford, before you go, would you be kind enough to mention your, basically, I think it's your, is it a son-in-law and a daughter, I believe, that are in healthcare. One's the ER doctor and your daughter the nurse. Can you mention their first names for us, Buford? Go ahead.
I'd be glad to. Our son-in-law's name is Josh, and our daughter's name is Rachel. And by the way, we're former missionaries to Liberia, West Africa. The last call sign I had there was Echo Lima 7 Whiskey. We were there about 10 years after the Lassa epidemic that came to light, that affected Nigeria and all across West Africa. We had one of our nurses at our Methodist hospital died from the Lassa fever, and we also had Lassa fever, patients or some of our students and family members. We were stationed in Banga, which is the center part of Liberia. So we've had a little bit of experience with virus infections, but be happy to listen a little bit more. And again, thank you for what you're doing there in New York. Over.
Well, I'm honored to hear a thank you from someone like yourself and your family who's a missionary in a very hot spot in Liberia. And the Lassa fever, another very insidious disease that really struck at random and struck everybody. It was really a terrible, terrible thing. But thanks a lot for saying that. We really appreciate your thanks. But to thank you for your service as a missionary and giving yourself and putting your life at risk as well. And I'd like to also a shout out to Josh and a shout out to Rachel. Thank you, Josh and Rachel, for all you do and for putting your life on the line in this war, because we all know that, no doubt about it, this is what it is. Buford, we thank you very, very much. This is what this period is, to talk about anything at all that we need to talk about that's on our mind with regard to COVID or any other terrible pandemic that we've been through. Thanks, Buford. To you for your final. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, well, we were also in Liberia back in 1995 and 2000. We met the doctor at the Elwa Hospital or Clinic that was sponsored by Samaritan's Purse. I'm struggling to find his name, but anyway, he's the one who, came down with the Ebola. So Liberia has been doubly hit with these viruses, but Dr. Kent Brantley is the doctor who, was evacuated by Samaritan's Purse to Emory Hospital in Atlanta, and was able to overcome, and he and his nurse friend, survived the Ebola. So we have, some really good connections. And again, appreciate people like Dr. Brantley, because he was serving in a war zone, I guess, after the Liberian Civil War back in the 80s. So again, thanks very much, Peter. Appreciate your work again. Over.
Thank you very much, and to Dr. Brantley as well, a real patriot, a real someone that statue should be built in his honor. Thank you, Buford, very, very much. Thanks for sharing that with us, and thank you for all the work that you've done to save lives in other countries. Thank you so much. 73s to you, sir. QRZ. This is Special Event Station Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Special Event Station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. Romeo November Golf. I think I have that right. November 4, Romeo November Golf. If I don't have that right, my apologies and correct me. Your name, your state, and any comments you might have. Go ahead.
This is November 4, Romeo November Golf. My name is Bob, and I am located in Kentucky. And all I want to say is God bless those first responders, and even for you to be calling this little net. I mean, this is something wonderful to get the ham operators out there to be talking about some of this stuff, but those first responders are just, they're angels.
Bob, they are. It's hard to put into words, Bob. It's almost like a new word that we want. Thank you, N6UBO, for spotting us. We appreciate that very much. It's almost a new word that has to be given. And I mean, certainly we feel an angel is probably the one of the top accolades that we can give, and they are. And we on Amateur Radio are certainly proud and happy, all of us, to recognize them. We're all in this together, and we come together during times like this to really comment and really put an exclamation point on what these heroes are doing fighting COVID-19. And just to reiterate, these people are the doctors, the nurses, the healthcare workers, the EMTs, the police, the firemen, the military, as well as the mortuary, hospital personnel, food services. This is a crisis in New York, and we're talking about these people, as well as the sanitation, postal workers, and the supermarket personnel, the technicians working on your car, the people working on your phones. That list goes on and on of people that are on the front lines. Some of them are run to. I mean, there's one commercial here I'll show at the end of the this broadcast that they talk about when most of us run away from danger, and these people running towards danger. So, Bob, pretty incredible thing that they do. Thanks for your comments on that, and you be well, be safe in Kentucky. Thanks, Bob. Over to you for your final goodbye. Thank you, sir.
This is N4RNG. And yep, 73 to everybody, and everybody stay safe and do what you're supposed to do and do what's right to keep this virus at bay.
Roger, that's well said. Thank you so very much. And I'd like to see, today it's been a little bit light in terms of our viewers, but it's a beautiful day out there today here in this New York area, so and maybe in other parts of the United States. But anyone there, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are not registered but listening. We appreciate that very, very much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The Whiskey America 8 with the uniform sugar. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Whiskey America 8, Italy, the uniform sugar. Very nice signal. You're 5.9++ into southeast Tennessee. We're about 25 or so miles north of Chattanooga. Handle is Merle. Go ahead.
Thank you, Merle. Thanks so very, very much. We appreciate that. Yeah, we can see some propagation is getting better. You've got a nice signal with very, very nice audio as well, and we appreciate that. Easier on our ears, Merle. Any comments you'd like to make at all on what we've been discussing? Go ahead.
Oh, negative. We're just glad you're here and keep up the good work. And my wife's a nurse, or retired now, and she's kind of glad she isn't a nurse anymore on the front lines at her age. But you certainly have our hearts and our thoughts and prayers. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. That is for sure. And we do. We have all our hearts and all our prayers are there. And very good comment you made. I'll make a comment on that. My wife went to high school with an individual who was a nurse, and she said that she retired at 50 years old. And very wisely, what she said was a nurse is a job for a young person. And there's a lot of truth to that. Certainly, that doesn't mean that if you're 50 or 55 or 60 or 65, you have to quit. But it just depends, I suppose, on where your state of mind is. If, in fact, you feel concerned and you feel like you can't keep up with the pace, then by all means, you retire rather than push yourself. That's for sure. Thanks a lot for the comments, Merle. Thanks for your time, and thanks for saying thank you to the people fighting COVID-19. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
No,
Kilo 0 India, Mike Papa.
Kilo 0 India, Mike Papa. Hope I have that right. Thank you so much, sir. Your name and location.
Yeah,
name is Alpha Lima, and I'm located in Stillwell, Kansas, which is very near Kansas City in northeast Kansas. Over.
Roger, thank you. I don't think I have your call right. Would you repeat your call to me again, please? Go ahead.
Sure. Kilo Zero, India, Mike Papa, K0I.
Kilo Zero, right. I thought I had that wrong. I had, yeah, there you go. Now I got you right. Hey, it's good to see the signal in Stillwell, Kansas. Thank you. Thank you. I think you said your name was Al. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any comments you'd like to make on what we were discussing? Go ahead.
I've been listening for a while. I just add my thanks and kudos to all of the folks in the category that you're honoring. I spent 38 years as a part-time police officer and 40 years on the faculty of School of Medicine, trained many thousand doctors that are part of the fight now. Over.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for your service in police and training doctors. Fantastic. That are now active now and learning from what you taught them. Thank you for mentioning that. Do I have your name right as Al? Go ahead.
That's correct. Over.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the good that you did. And you continue to do good by making contact with the special event station and saying kudos and thank you and appreciate all those folks in the front line. Thank you so much for that. 73 Al, thanks for making contact with us, and we very much thank you for that. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
November Whiskey 4 X-ray.
There's a November Whiskey 4 X-ray something. Go ahead.
Roger, that's the correct call. November Whiskey 4 X-ray. The name is Bill, Papa Hotel India Lima. We're located near Daytona Beach in Florida. Got a beautiful signal coming in, and we would like to sing the praises of the first responders, the doctors, nurses, and the police.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you for singing the praises of the doctors, the police, and the nurses. It's coming from me, as I said earlier, is one thing. It's expected. Thank you so much for other amateur operators also to acknowledge that as well. Really do appreciate that. Thanks so much for saying hello and commenting and contributing to this event. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ. Roger. Now, I'm not sure I have the call right. November 0, is it Juliet Golf Mike? Go ahead.
Roger. This is John. I'm in Missouri, close to St. Louis. Generally speaking, we've been very lucky with the COVID-19. I mean, we've had a number of deaths, but it is nothing in comparison to some places, particularly New York. And from my perspective, this is a dark time in our country as well as the world. And it's one we're going to have to get through. And for me, anyway, I'm saying get out of the politics. We need to get into the health care and the other services that are actually going to find causes and cures for this horrible disease. Over.
Roger, John, absolutely right. And I'm so glad that your area has not been impacted so well. Yep, there's a lot of reasons for it. Certainly, we know density population has a lot to do with it, and just people being respectful to the rules that the state governments, local governments, and federal governments are putting aside. As far as dropping partisan politics, yes. Fortunately, it hasn't been too prevalent, really. What has been is we've been behind this since day one, and we're still behind it. And we need to catch up. And we're doing the best we can, and we are learning every single day about how this virus works, and most importantly, we are getting the testing done, not nearly at the rate that is satisfactory, but hopefully everybody wants to cure this. We want to get back to work, and so we're just doing it as best we can. Can we do better? I don't know. Perhaps we might be able to, but for now, I'd rather say that we're catching up and trying to learn about this. So, John, thanks for the comment on that, and we sure hope things move rather quickly. Back to you for the final 73s. Go ahead.
Yes, I appreciate the effort you guys are putting on to get, just to get the communities talking and sharing some stories. I think it's a great thing that you're doing, And for the time being, I will say 73 from St. Louis, Missouri. Over.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for your compliments. And I agree with you. I think that we might think our voices might be muted, but there's a lot of word of mouth, trust me, that's going on with regard to what we're doing here, all the special event stations, and essentially how it's being spread. And, we are basically, our boots are on the ground here. We have no axe to grind, and we're talking about it. This is very raw, each and every one of us talking about our experiences, talking about, how our states are working. And believe me, hopefully that'll get through and we'll be able to do further good for sure. Thanks so much for your time, John. I appreciate that. QRZ, we're at the 2-hour, 21-minute mark, and some other people might want to take over Suffolk County, so I'm waiting for that notice on that. But for now, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ.
November 3 Charlie, Portable 4.
Roger, thank you so much. November 3 Charlie, Portable 4. Thank you so much, sir. Name and location.
Okay, my name is Kurt, Kilo United Radio Tango, KURT, and I'm located in Pikeville, Tennessee. It's in Bledsoe County, the eastern part of the state. I'm down here on vacation to help my brother-in-law, who's also at hand. We just put up a vertical up the hill a bit, and you're my first contact on it, so I'm hoping you're hearing me okay, because you're the loudest signal on the band. You're like 25, 30 over at times. Back over to you from November 3 Charlie, Kurt in Pikeville, Tennessee.
Roger, Kurt, thanks so very much, and thank you for your compliments. We really do appreciate that very much. November 3 Charlie, Portable 4. Thanks, Kurt. And yeah, it's working fine. Your signal report is a 5 and 7 here into Long Island, New York, 45 miles east of New York City. We appreciate that. And yeah, it's very good, very healthy to be able to do other things rather than sit around and watch the news and worry. It's nice to do something related to amateur radio. Thanks so much, Kurt. 73s, and continue to enjoy your vacation and helping your brother-in-law out. Be well. QRZ, Special Event Station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
November 4, Juliet Delta Bravo.
Roger, November 4, Juliet Delta Bravo. Thank you so very, very much. Your name and location.
Okay, the name is Sonny, Sierra Oscar, Norway Yankee, and I'm located in a little small town of Moulton, Alabama, up in the northwest corner of the state.
Roger, James. Thank you so much for that. November 4, Juliet Delta Bravo. Appreciate that very, very much. A little bit curious. This is something you don't usually see on a QRZ page, and I'd like you to kind of give me a little history about that. I see what looks like a spider. Not sure if it's a black widow, but tell me what motivated you to put that on your page. Go ahead.
Well, that is the biggest, if you know what a brown recluse spider is, it's one that's got the violin or the fiddle on his back. Well, that's the biggest one I had ever seen, and I snapped a picture of it right before I squished him.
Roger that. Brown recluse. I can't say I've ever seen one. Don't want to ever see one, and I see the violin on the back. That's pretty serious. Well, thanks a lot, sir. Any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing? Go ahead.
Oh, no, but the guys, the girls, and everybody that does first responders and things, and this fighting this virus, just thank you very much. I'm a lineman, and I have to keep the power on, so I've also been deemed necessary. So anyway, no, that was about it there. But anyway, thanks for letting me get in. What was the call sign of the special event station?
Roger. Thank you so much. The call sign of the special event station is Kilo 2H, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. QSL?
All right, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. We got it that time. You're 5'9" plus, by the way.
Thanks so much for that report. We really do appreciate that. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. I believe there's a Tango. Is there a Tango mic station? Go ahead.
Yeah, the call is Whiskey Bravo 5, Tango Mike Delta.
Roger, thank you. I've got that. Whiskey Bravo 5, Tango Mike Delta. Thank you so very much. A very, very good afternoon to you, sir. Your name and your location.
My name is Joseph, and I'm located in central Louisiana. QSL?
QSL, Joseph, thanks so much. Thank you for making contact with us from central Louisiana. And more importantly, thank you for recognizing the event that we're running, the special event honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. And we really do very much appreciate your contribution to the special event station. Any comments you'd like to make on what we were discussing? Go ahead. Roger that. 73's to you. Maybe this might be the last call because we're kind of running out of steam here. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
November Sierra Julia.
I think there's a November 4 station. Kilo 4, Victor Sugar Kilo. Kilo 4, Victor Sugar Kilo. If I have that right, let me know, and name and location. Go ahead. Jim, well, first of all, Jim, let me say congratulations on your station, 100 watts and the vertical, up about 15 feet, and making it to us, and I'm glad you did, and congratulations to that, and thank you so much for contributing to the special event. Yes, I have been told from time to time. I guess it depends on Jim where my allergies are during the course of the day. But yes, there has been some association between me and Alan Alda. So I'm proud from time to time to be able to fake it. But thank you so much for that, Jim. I appreciate that. 73's to you, and hey, continued good luck with that station. You're doing just fine. Go ahead. Let's see now again. You said California, but I wasn't sure. Is that something to do with CW? Repeat that once again for me, Jim. Go ahead. Yeah, Jim, a little bit of QSB on your signal. Let me think now. I believe is it possible that you're thinking of Gordon West? Would Gordon West be the person you're thinking of? Go ahead. Roger, yes. Gordo is one terrific contributor. He's another guy that belongs in the Hall of Fame of amateur radio. Without him, I would have had very much difficulty passing my 20-word-a-minute code, and he did a lot of help for me to get my extra because of his questions and how well they were put together. Tremendous respect for him. Did I meet him? Yes. We met him. I can think of the last time we met him. We invited him to our club, the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club, and he gave us some wild electrical experiments, and I think it was a Spark Key transmitter that he was giving us some information on. Fantastic guy. Well, let me tell you one more thing. I'll be talking with him tonight. Tonight at 9 o'clock, Jim, hope you're hearing me. I will be on the Ham Radio Nation broadcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's Ham Radio Nation, and that is presented by Bob Heil, and I don't know if you've listened to it before, but also Gordon West is also one of the key contributors there, Jim. Go ahead.
Roger. I appreciate that. Well, you're 5'9 plus every day. I'm going to let you go. I think you said you wanted to go to RT, but anyhow, I appreciate the call. to get in your log. 7-3, God bless you. K4, Victor Sierra Kilo, Palm Bay, Florida.
Roger, we'll take those blessings and we'll pass them on to the heroes fighting COVID-19 as well. And really glad you got through. Thanks so very much. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey 1, Zulu, Romeo, Victor.
Roger, thank you. Whiskey 1, Zulu, Romeo, Victor. Thank you so very much for your call. Name, location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Name is Will, Whiskey India, Lima, Lima, out here in the foothills of Denver. And you've got a great signal coming in from wherever, but I didn't quite catch your special event call, please.
Will, my pleasure, and thank you for the signal report. Yours as well. We're located, our special event call is Kilo 2H, Kilo 2 Hotel, with the appendage suffix of where our location, and that is Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. That is our county. 62 counties we've asked to participate in the event. We're using New York QSO style 3-letter designation. So it's K2H Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, and we're located in Long Island, New York, 45 miles from New York City. Go ahead, Bill.
Oh, roger that. Understand it well. Originally from Maine, as you might tell from the call. We moved out here to be part of my final working years before I retired, doing some disaster recovery work for the federal government, but I can't say more than that, and doing the ham radio stuff as well. Just picked up an icon to 7100 to put in the RV when you do retire later this summer, and been doing lots of that kind of work, and appreciate what you're doing in terms of special event response. Thank you.
Bill, not at all. And thank you so very much. I stand and say thank you for taking the time to make contact with us, to recognize that this event does have some meaning, being able to thank the heroes fighting COVID-19, Bill. And I'm sure the work that you did in recovery was extremely, extremely valuable, useful, and very, very helpful. And state of Maine, one of my favorite states. A good friend of mine but we worked together at the bank in New York, and he lived in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. He lived in Cape Elizabeth, and we really enjoyed so many hiking in those mountains there. What a beautiful, beautiful place, Bill. 73s to you, and good health, and be well and be safe there in Colorado. Thanks a lot, Bill. Thanks so much for the time. For you for a final.
Roger that, and thank you for what you're doing as well. W1 ZRV, back to you.
Roger, 73s, Whiskey 1, Zulu Romeo Victor, 73s to you, sir. Be well and good health. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. What are we doing? Well, we're honoring the special people that are heroes fighting COVID-19. That's what we're doing. Over QRZ. Okay, all stations. Well, right now, propagation for me is very, very poor, and I'd rather not have to not work you people because we're having poor conditions. So we're going to go QRT. Probably there'll be a station, I would guess, on 40 meters. I think that's running a lot better. 20 is getting really longer now, and we will have to go QRT. So let me just say to everybody, thank you so very, very much for taking the time to make contact with the station. There were so many good comments made today. I think I'm going to put this particular broadcast into my permanent record. I'm going to also upload this to YouTube as well. We're going to do a couple of more minutes on our streaming page. So if you'd like to go over the streaming page, I'd appreciate that. Take a look. We're going to do some thank you to the nurses and doctors fighting COVID-19 via some videos, and you'll be able to see that as I stream it on the page, which is Twitch TV with my call sign, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. Thank you very much. We'll be back again if you have a chance to listen to the Ham Radio Nation this evening at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Please do. I'll be giving a brief talk about what work we're doing on behalf of the heroes fighting COVID-19. And it's always great to listen to Bob Heil and Gordon West and the crew there. So 73s, everybody. Just remember one thing. Life is short. Treasure every single day. be good to your fellow man, and have a positive mental attitude. Remember one thing: we're going to get through this. Don't bet against the United States. We've always come through. We've always won. And this one is taking a little longer, is a little bit more of a challenge, but we'll get through this. Feel positive about that. And we're going to reopen, but hopefully reopen when all the metrics are met. 73s, everybody. Many, many thanks. And we're going to go over now to our page that will essentially show some of the activities that some of the nurses are doing. Thanks a lot, everybody, for your tremendous support. I'm really very gratified for it. This is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot signing with a home call of Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. 73s, everybody. Good health, be well, and stay home, everybody. Goodbye. Okay, are we alone? Let me just turn off the turning off the volume. So now we're streaming, and we're going to be let's play a few things here that really particularly I guess important to say another thank you to the nurses. Let's move that over this way here. I think another video may load up here. Okay, let me pick one that another one that I believe is also something that I particularly care for as well.
You make me strong when I need it. For you, I'm brave. You, I give you all my love. You, I give you all of my love. You, I give you all my love. Always you on my mind.
Well, that's it. Thank you very much for watching a few little videos. Once again, dedicating what this event is about. Thank you for all the first-line workers. Really appreciate that. 73s, everybody. We'll see you again soon. And if you have a chance to watch tonight, the Ham Radio Nation, that would be, I think, a lot of fun. And I think there's a lot of nice things to learn. 73s to you. Actually, we're not starting soon. We're ending soon. Be safe, everybody. Have a very lovely evening.